Yeah, I don't think they've actually released the full trailer. But if you think about it, it's a collection of short stories. So the trailers so far are just like a trailer for the short story. Each short story so far. How are your levels?
Loud.
That's your headphone.
Really
That's your headphone. You're in the middle right there.
Yeah. Well, I think. Yeah. Oh, we're still okay. Yeah, I think that's all right.
Oh yeah, those levels are good. I've kept those the same since you left last time. But
it was just a little.
But yeah, what we're talking about is last night. The Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, film by Guillermo del Toro, started releasing. Shit. Yeah. Guillermo's doing it.
That's gonna be gnarly.
Yeah, that's what got me really excited, honestly. And what's crazy is that fucking I've been following these people for I don't know, like 2 or 3 years now. There are these people that are out there that put together a documentary about that book series. Like a full-on, like, how did these books happen? How did they end up in children's sections? Like, what are these drawings? Like, all the in-depth stuff. And they've actually been touring it around at film festivals around the country for the past year, trying to get it picked up.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
Yeah. So, and I actually just read recently that it'll hopefully get picked up soon. I was hoping it would stop at a film festival in Michigan so I could go fucking see it.
Yeah.
But and then out of nowhere, Guillermo del Toro was like, "Well, I'm doing a Hollywood version of these books." So hopefully that gets that documentary bought even quicker now. And fucking
God, what is he's? I can't. I know his
Pan's
name.
Labyrinth.
I
think. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's Pan's Labyrinth. Hold on one second.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Yeah. We're going to have some background noise if I didn't do that. Sorry, everybody. Anyway, Aaron is back in the crypt. Welcome to Lost in the Dark podcast, everybody.
What up?
Aaron and I are back in the crypt in Lansing, and let's start this bitch off with a commemorative Michigan Dogman Moonshine shot out of the official Jägermeister shot glasses.
Moonshine. I don't know if I've ever had moonshine.
Well, it's distilled from grain, and from what I understand, typically when people, quote-unquote, sell moonshine, it's almost always actually just a super strong vodka and not real moonshine. But I don't know, like, if it's actually... I think that it's only illegal if you're, like, making it illegally and selling it illegally. I don't think it's actually illegal to make moonshine and sell it to people normally. Like,
yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the details are of it.
No.
I know. I think it's like, because I have seen that show. That's about it.
Moonshiners.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But they're doing it really.
Well, I don't think they're trying to get their stuff in a store or a bar.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little different when it's like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is I think like people like this who have a distillery and can sell their shit in a store, I think they're allowed to. That's their recipe. Yeah. You know what I mean? That it doesn't make sense to me that you can make vodka, but you can't make it this way and call it moon. Well,
yeah.
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know. I'm an idiot. I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. Talking about alcohol laws. Yeah, I don't know. But that's what I heard in terms of moonshine. But let's get.
It was convincing to me.
Okay, that's good.
It sounded right, so I don't know. All right, well,
let's do this. Ode to the Dog Man.
Yes.
Get lost with us, everyone. Woo! Rawr. He bites. He bites. Yep. That'll put lead in your pencil. That'll put lead in your pencil. Like a motherfucker. Oh, man. Good stuff.
That was good, though.
Good stuff.
I like that.
So, what,
It burns.
You want to talk about the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised I even watched it.
I just watched recaps of it.
I had no intention on watching it at all. I've only watched like four.
It's like right here.
Yeah, oh yeah. I've only watched like four 4 football games. If you want more orange juice, feel free. I've only watched like 4 football games this year. And normally I watch all the Lions games. Like I'm as diehard as they come when it comes to being a Lions fan. Everybody knows this. And I was gonna watch a lot more, but honestly, like those first few, like, it's one thing if we play a whole season and lose a lot, and we get shitty calls, or we play well, but another team genuinely outplays us. That happens. You know what I mean? It's a game. That's what's gonna happen sometimes.
Yeah.
But when you beat yourself, I can't watch that.
Yeah.
I can't bring myself. And I'm a diehard because I was raised in it. Like, watching the Lions games, like, back in the day, nobody else would watch the Lions games with me, so I drive up and watch them with Grandpa all the time. So watching them even now, like, fucking, you know, it feels good. It's like, oh yeah, I remember sitting here with Grandpa, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
that's how it was with Tigers.
Hell yeah, my other grandpa watched
Yeah.
Tiger every fucking game. But yeah, but this year I just
That was rough.
it was the worst season. It's the worst I've seen them play since 2008 when they didn't win a single game. And they won games and stuff. They didn't have even close to the worst record I've ever seen. But it was tough to watch.
Yeah. I don't know if I watched too many of them either, but the ones that I did see were kind of, I don't know. Every time, cause it always seemed like, I don't know, because I don't know, it just seemed rough to me. I don't know.
Just nothing was clicking. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on. But in any case, I had zero interest going in to watch the Super Bowl. And I was just chilling last night, and I was like, you know what? I hear there might be a new Avengers or Captain Marvel trailer,
Yeah.
or maybe even a Godzilla trailer or something like that. I'll watch the first few minutes, and I kept watching because I was interested in the fact that it was 3-0, like 90% of the game.
Yeah.
Like, it was like one of the lowest scoring games I've ever seen. Yeah, I just kind of kept watching, and you know, I was rooting for the Rams,
Yeah.
just like the rest of America.
Yeah, my thing is, like, you know, I don't want to watch the Patriots.
Nobody fucking cares when you have the same goddamn teams in it every fucking year in and year out.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at with it. I was like, I don't care. I've seen this. Is anybody really surprised that they won? Probably not.
Look, here's all I'm saying, all right? I don't know of a single sports individual or team dynasty that has ever achieved what the Patriots have achieved in any other sport that has survived time.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, in time, it always gets found out that they were cheating somehow. Anyone. Lance Armstrong, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan. Like, granted, here's the thing about steroids, people. Steroids don't magically give you the ability to dunk from the free throw line. They do not do that.
Yeah.
You have to have that already in there for them to bring that out.
Yeah.
They don't just make you stronger. You have to work hard to get the effects of it. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you about that, but fucking Michael Jordan's my all-time favorite basketball player. But do I think he could have used steroids? Absolutely. Back then, when testing was shitty and nobody really knew shit, and fucking all the Olympic athletes were doing it, and yes, he was an Olympic athlete. I don't know. But so and the Patriots have already been caught multiple times cheating, and it just seems to vanish. They seem to have the Donald Trump effect. It just rolls off their shoulder and doesn't stick. Doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Whereas if Matthew Stafford was throwing a deflated ball, he would have been removed from the NFL.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can't.
So
I don't think anybody else would have gotten away with that.
Mm-mm.
It just kind of got swept
Absolutely
under the
not.
rug, and then it was like, all right, well, next season, I guess.
Yep.
Like,
So if they want to, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. As far as I'm fucking concerned, as long as there are any kind of referees, umpires, any human being refereeing the game, as long as that's happening, these games have zero integrity. Absolutely not. When a referee can make the wrong call, and 350 fucking million Americans can watch it on their television screens and see that it was the wrong call, and all those people can make the right call, but the guy on the field can't make the right call, what integrity do you have in your game? I know of none. There's none. Because now you're just fucking around. Now you're just, what are you even doing? That guy's not even a player. What are you even doing there? What is your purpose? We have the ability to see every microsecond slowed down to whatever fathomable tenth of a speed second we want, to watch frame by frame mega slow 4K high def fucking footage. And yet you want Bob out there who has astigmatism to call this holding call? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, Jesus Christ. I don't get it. Guess what? Guess who you cannot pay off? A computer. You can pay the fucking ref the fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I don't understand how anybody says these games have any integrity as long as that's still happening. Especially the other ones, especially baseball and basketball. They're way worse.
Yeah.
Like, way worse. Baseball didn't even allow the instant replay until, like, a couple years ago. Are you kidding? Yeah.
Wow.
You see it one time, that's it. That's the rules. That's the fucking rules. Fuck you. You fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
You know that baseball technically should be impossible. Should be physically impossible.
Why?
Because the way that, like, at the speed that the ball is thrown, and it should be impossible to hit it.
Really?
Yeah.
Then how come everybody can?
I don't know.
How come we can as, like, children?
There was I don't know. There was something I was watching on it that said it should be physically impossible.
I think I have heard that before, actually.
It was like it was like Science of Sports or something like that. And they were talking about, like, how it should be, because your eye can't catch it, so it's pretty much like you just it's just on a feeling, basically. Like,
oh.
You just kind of guess most of the time. Wow. And that's why it's so unpredictable. But, yeah, I don't know, I just thought that was kind of interesting.
That's crazy. That is interesting.
When you think about it.
Yeah. That's fucking weird.
Because, really, I mean, you think, like, somebody's throwing a ball at you at 100 miles an hour. You're supposed to hit that. Like,
yeah, like, that's
yeah.
kind of fucking insane, yeah, when you really think about it. Like, your eyes have to track that.
Yeah. You don't know, so you just kind of guess. Like,
yeah. That's wild. I wonder if, like, it's one of those things where it's like your eyes aren't really tracking it, but you think they are because your brain's just filling in the information. Kind of thing.
Yeah,
I could see that.
I would like to add that it's kind of cool that Connor Cook is going to the Lions.
He is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was like not the starting quarterback, but he's like,
he's gonna be on the Lions bench.
Yeah.
As a string quarterback.
Yeah.
Connor Cook.
Yeah.
Well, when did this happen?
That was a while ago, I think.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck? How did I miss that? God, I was real out of the loop. I was over in Jesus. That's crazy. So anyone who doesn't know out there, Connor Cook is one of the best quarterbacks the Michigan State Spartans have ever had. He led us, I think, to a Rose Bowl.
Yeah. That was one of the last bigger seasons we had.
Yeah. So that's fucking insane that he was on. I know he was on the Washington for a while, and then he went to a different team. I don't know, but he did well on both those other teams. And then, but he was never. I don't think he was starting very much. But if he's coming to Detroit, that means they're going to groom him to replace Stafford. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
That was kind of hot. Yeah, it says Matthew Stafford's new backup. Detroit Lions signed ex-MSU quarterback Connor Cook.
Wow.
And that was January 1st.
Oh, wow. That's that's big news. That's crazy. Well, that'll be interesting.
Hey, he deserves it, man.
Oh yeah, he was good. He was really good in college, and he continued to be good so far in the pros, I think. But I feel like he might have gotten hurt or something. I don't remember.
I think so. Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was anything. Well, no, I think he was out for a couple of games. Yeah, because they had somebody else fill in for him. I don't remember who it was,
but to be totally honest, I'm not a football fan. I'm a Lions fan. I could give a fuck about the other teams.
Yeah, that's kind of
pay zero attention.
Yeah. Well, if it's not like Spartan stuff or like.
Yeah, I'll pay attention from time to time to Spartans, especially if they're doing extra well, because they usually don't.
Yeah, more so basketball than football. Their football team's been kind of.
The fucking basketball team hasn't gone to the playoffs in a long, long time. Like we haven't even been in the Final Four in close to 10 years ish at least now.
Yeah,
It's been a very long time.
Been in the
the
semifinals, I think.
32 and the 16 and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I just thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that is fucking cool. That is fucking cool. But what did you want to talk about the Super Bowl specifically?
Oh, the disgrace that was the halftime show.
Now, I didn't even, full disclosure, I did not see the halftime show.
I didn't either.
I went downstairs and schmickaboo. Schmickabee. During the halftime, I was like, who's playing? I'm good. I'm good.
Well, yeah.
It's not Guar? I'm good.
It's not. It should be.
It's not Slayer? I'm good. Guar absolutely should be the halftime show because they know how to put on a fucking show.
Yeah.
Like, better than anybody. So, Jesus Christ.
I was thinking about that, too. I was like, man, like, you know, like, I don't know. To me, it's like, it seems like whoever's in charge of that decision, whoever's on that committee.
Hey, look, it's the Pepsi halftime show. And I saw one article, and it kind of made it click in my head because I've noticed, like, the viewership of the Super Bowl has been declining heavily. And I would venture a guess, the numbers aren't out yet. I just looked them up. They aren't out yet. But I would venture a guess that this was the least watched Super Bowl in recent history.
Yeah.
Because I could tell that now, granted, it's extremely biased. But based on my Facebook timeline, now it's a very biased thing, but I was like, I during like the election, even the Michigan election and everything, you know, the major events that happened, Facebook's lighting up. During that, like 2 or 3 people were talking about it.
Yeah.
Them and the Detroit Lions pages I follow. And that was like it. I was like, nobody's watching this right now. It's fucking weird. The commercials sucked. There was like 1 or 2 good commercials and that was it. Fucking.
I didn't even pay attention to that. Most of the time, that's usually the only reason I watch them. And
yeah,
this year I was like,
those were a lot of people, which it fucks me up because I do try to like some of the I have liked Super Bowl commercials in the past, while at the same time in my day-to-day life I actively do everything I can to avoid commercials. I fucking get pissed off at YouTube videos if they have a commercial. That's why you will never see a fucking ad in one of our videos ever, ever. So fuck that. Yeah, like I despise ads. I'm okay with like a podcast if you listen to like Joe Rogan or Bert Kreischer or Joey Coco Diaz on iTunes, not on YouTube. They cut it out of YouTube, but on iTunes they do like the first like 10 minutes are them doing ad reads. Yeah, but
that's more like sponsors.
They 100%. It's sponsors making it so they can get paid for the podcast to continue to do it, A. And B, they are sitting there reading it in their voice, making their jokes with their humor. You know, it's still, you know, it's a commercial by Joey Coco fucking Diaz. You're never going to see that on TV.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
Well, that's a little different than just having, you know,
that's not
random ads
exactly
put here and there just for
exactly. But having said that, I have liked Super Bowl commercials in the past. Like, especially my favorite one of all time was the Eminem Chrysler commercial. Far and away my favorite one of all time because that was like a Detroit commercial, and I loved that.
Yeah. I remember that one. I was trying to remember what it was.
So fucking good. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was cool.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god, it was so good. Oh, I got goosebumps every time I watch that shit. But yeah, so there's that one, and then they were better back in the day. Honestly, when we were younger, like the Budweiser frogs and stuff, those were funny.
Dude, I remember there was a time in school where like it was probably like middle school or whatever, but like where it was just like a big deal.
Yeah,
everybody watched it and stuff.
For the commercials too. Like it wasn't just all about the game.
Yeah, and now it's like
not so much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Falling off, and I think in a big bad way, it's coming down to. Like we watched in those videos, there was a couple. The NFL has been under more fire in the last 10 years than they probably ever have, with the concussion research coming out that every player pretty much has fucking brain damage from high school on up. Literally, high school kids are getting brain damage from playing this. fucking that information coming out, the Kirkpatrick, that all that stuff, and you know, and ultimately, when you have a machine that big that rakes in that much money, there has to be corruption. Like they go hand in hand. It's so fucking rare to find something that big that is flawless. You know what I mean? And them especially when it's the Pepsi halftime show.
Yeah.
It's Pepsi picking that person. Pepsi doesn't want to be controversial. Pepsi doesn't want to pick someone who's going to go out there and do anything other than play their top 40 song.
Yeah.
That's all they want. They don't want them to talk. They don't want them to dress weird.
Yeah.
They want you to come out and play your top 40 song that's on every goddamn station in the country all day long, and that's it. That's all they want.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want you to do. They want you to dance monkey dance. And that's not, you know, that's fucked up.
I mean, yeah, it is, and especially because now it's getting to the point where, you know, fuck, you know, as much as I enjoy Justin Timberlake, because dude
JT's funny as shit. I don't
you,
care what anybody says.
You pretty much do anything in my eyes.
I've never really. What's his one song that everybody knows? There's one song I know because everybody knows it. Sexy Back.
Yeah, that beat still.
But he does have another one where he like sings. It's a rap song. He like sings a chorus in a rap song. Fuck. I can't remember the name of the song, but it's actually really good. It's a good rap song. But yeah, no, ever since Justin Timberlake started being on Saturday Night Live, I've loved him.
Yeah. So I mean, there has been, you know, some in the past like iconic.
Lady Gaga knows how to put on a show.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga's like the fucking Guar of pop music. Like,
yeah. That's
Like she wore a fucking meat dress. Guar would do that. Guar, you know, if we went back to Guar's social media while that happened, they would probably like, she stole our idea. Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I support that.
Or like, you know, I remember watching Prince.
I don't remember that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. It was like in the rain and stuff too.
That'd be cool.
It was probably just machines and shit, but like, you know. So
Still.
I mean, there have been, you know, really iconic, memorable performances and stuff, but I feel like they're just kind of like scraping the bottom of the barrel now.
Well,
and
who the fuck do we have now that can compare to a Prince or the musical prowess of a Prince or a Jackson or a fucking, you know what I mean?
We
don't have anyone on those levels anymore.
Yeah.
Beyonce.
I really didn't think about it.
But
like
she did play it.
Yeah.
You know, she's done it. Game over.
Huh. Yeah, I guess that would have.
We don't have. Diaz talks about this. We don't have Sinatras anymore. We don't have fucking Elvises anymore. We don't have these things anymore. Like, on the one hand, it's kind of a good thing, in the sense that the reason why we don't have things like that anymore is because everything is so saturated and because of the internet. Now, you'll find, you know, tons and tons of shit, but eventually you'll find something wonderful in all the rough. And you know, that's what it is now, as opposed to you have to be like a diamond in the rough now, as opposed to being the diamond alone. You know, kind of like, I don't know.
Well, and you know, we're also pretty biased because I mean, neither of us really.
We are very, very, very. Oh my God, we shouldn't even be talking about this. We're so biased. But I want to see a sacrifice on stage. I want Behemoth to play with a burning church as their stage set.
I mean, like, you know, just something different, man. Like, it doesn't even need to be super drastic. Just give me like.
It could be Metallica.
Yeah.
You could do Metallica.
I'd be, you know, I
you
mean,
absolutely could do Metallica.
I know
they are big enough.
Yeah.
No question. And everybody that watches football probably listens to Metallica. Let's be real.
That's my other thing is like, I remember when was it like Beyonce or whatever? She did it one year.
Mm-hmm,
yeah, we were just talking about that and played Single Ladies.
Okay.
Like come on. It's Super Bowl Sunday and like the majority of people watching are like, you know, like
probably not women.
Yeah.
That's the one market that isn't like geared towards women necessarily.
Yeah, like your demographic's a little off.
Most other markets are like companies know that in most households in the United States, women make the money decisions. So that's why so many commercials on television are geared towards women.
Yeah.
But yeah,
still
not during the Super Bowl really so much,
like,
at least.
Come on.
You're mostly seeing beer, and I got so mad last night. It was just fucking car commercial after car. There was one car commercial for a car that doesn't come out till 2025. I was like, what are you doing right now? It's 6 years away.
What?
Yeah, it was like an Audi. I think it was an Audi, and they were advertising. They were showing a car that was coming out in 2025, but what they were also doing was advertising the fact that by the year 2025, their whole line will be fully electric or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So, and faster than ever, which is true. But yeah, that was weird.
Was it? Did it like fly?
No.
Is it?
But it looked like something Tony Stark would drive.
Okay.
It was like the rear lights, like the way they lit up was pretty fucking dope. I'm not gonna lie. But, I mean, the tech on cars is insane. It's insane, dude. Like I noticed I was driving in my boss's car the other day. He's got like a new Volvo, and fucking his windshield has. We were driving, and I was like looking at some trees out the windshield, and it looked like they were like going through a picture show or something. Something was weird. I was like, what the fuck? So I like adjusted my eyes to the windshield and saw that the windshield had a million little vertical lines going through it. And I was like, tell me those are fucking heat lines.
Huh.
They go through the whole windshield. It's not just a vent blowing on the bottom like my fucking car. Like, it was dope. I was like, holy shit. And those fucking cars where the headlights turn with the wheel, and some of the safety features on these things are just next level, man. Like, it makes looking at what's coming out right now on cars, okay? The safety features, the new features that are coming out right now on cars. As soon as all of them are just standard in the next couple years, by 2030, okay? By 2030, as soon as every new car that's coming out has these kind of fucking crazy features, 2030 at the latest. If we ever have kids, the cars our fucking kids are gonna drive they are going to look back on the cars we're driving right now and be like, how did y'all not die? Like, what the fuck is that? You didn't have? How did you turn without the headlights turning? How did you see what was there? We didn't. It was just dark. It was fucking. That's what it is, though. That's what it is. It is really doing. It's moving in that, and that's cool to me. I think it's fucking awesome, honestly.
Yeah.
The only downside is right now we're in that weird middle period where the technology is moving so fast. The realities outside of that haven't caught up to it yet. And what I mean by that is you currently have Jordan, who's been on the podcast many times and will be on again soon. He works at a Ford dealership. He is a service writer. So if something's wrong with your car, you call him and he takes care of it. He's not physically doing the work, but he's the one you're talking to the whole time.
Yeah.
He's dealing with situations right now. Most cars, new cars.
Yeah.
Your key fob battery dies. All of a sudden, you can't get in your car. So you have to fucking go to the dealership and have them replace your goddamn key fob battery. But how the fuck you get into the dealership without your car? I don't know. You know what I mean? So stupid fucking things like that are happening right now.
That's not a problem I ever thought that.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it is. The technology is moving faster than we're able to really keep up with it and keep it convenient. So we're in that weird middle period where these two things are still catching up to each other. But 2025, you'll be able to get that key fob replaced at your fucking Walmart. You know what I mean? No problem. Any car.
It always chirps me up because most of my family has newer cars and stuff, and I'm still kind of stuck in, like, the olden days, I feel like.
05?
Yeah. But
mine's an 06. What's yours?
02.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
My first car was in 94, baby.
89.
Woo! 89.
Yeah.
Old as me. That's the year I was born.
But yeah, no, because my mom just got a it's one of the, it's not like the newest year, but it's like I don't know, like 2016 I think.
All right.
One of the Edges.
Ford
And,
Edge?
yeah, which are pretty nice. And like I don't know, I remember driving it for the first time. You know, like I'm in a spaceship. This is not a car. This is like what is this?
That is exactly what it feels like. Dude.
There's heated and cooling seats.
Yeah,
what
and
is
cooling,
this?
and the steering wheel.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, dude. Yeah, I remember. She was telling me about like all the features. She was like, yeah, it's heated seats and there's cooling, and then like the steering wheel heats up. I was like, what is that? I didn't know what like. That's a thing. People want that. I want that. I didn't know I want that, but
now you do. Now it's all you want. 100%. It's fucking crazy, dude. I can't even fucking believe that shit that's coming out on cars now. Like it's next level. It really is just quadruple next level, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see the continuation of it. You know what I mean? I think it's also cool.
Yeah.
But you know. That's the thing, is it? Because that's another problem that Jordan tells me about. Is it's like, yeah, those moving headlights are amazing and provide a lot in terms of safety, but you know what it costs to replace one of those? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't get two of them for $100 on Amazon like I did for my car. That's for damn sure. So there's that.
I guess I didn't really think about that.
Yeah. And, you know, with all these new electrical components, you know, it's just like, it's fucking, just take anything. iPod, the first Mac computers, any new iPhone, any new thing like that. They are expensive in the beginning, and then they get cheaper, right?
Yeah.
That's the same thing with the electronical components on these cars that do all this stuff. They're a stupid little simple-ass wire harness costs like $500 to replace because that's how much they cost now because they're new. And B, they are... if your window stops working, you have to take it out the door. Think about the whole fucking door. You have to take about the whole fucking door to replace this one little wire harness or whatever, and then put it all back together. That's a lot of labor. So... you know, these are the issues. This is the issue side with all this wonderful new technology that's coming out right now. But like I said, I think it'll balance out soon. And I think it'll be sooner than later because this is the way all these cars are moving. Audi, with a company like Audi moving to all electric and many other companies doing that. Ford is doing kind of, they're moving everything to like their EcoBoost, so electric and gas. But they are like eliminating their sedan lines and going only SUV and trucks within the next few years, according to Jordan. And that disappoints me because that includes the Ford Fusion Sport, which is the car that I really want right now because it has a piece of technology on it that I don't know of any other vehicles having yet. It's called pothole prevention technology. I swear to God, people, if you live in Michigan, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Imagine a car that could sense a pothole and lock your wheel so that it never slams down into the pothole. It glides over it instead. That's what this car can do. Like when they were testing it, they put ping pong balls in the bottom of the pothole. The car drove over it, and the ping pong balls were fine. It never slams down into the hole like your car does now.
Huh.
So it fucking saves your shit.
Yeah.
Dude, when Jordan showed that to me, I was like, that's the holy grail. Oh, my God.
Why is that not on everything?
Why is that not standard in the state of Michigan? Required. It should be like the same as a seatbelt. For Christ's sake here. God damn it. It's so fucked up.
Yeah, adapt or die, I guess. Adapt or lose your wheel or something. I don't know.
Oh, I've lost many a wheel.
I've been pretty lucky in that sense, but I don't really live in Lansing or East Lansing. I'm just out here a lot. But
yeah, it's true. And Okemos isn't that bad, neither is Williamston.
Yeah. But I understand the struggle fully.
Yeah.
Because it's not just here. It's, you know.
Who wanted that? But, fucking. Yeah, that is crazy. New technology. But the biggest thing, going back real quick to the Super Bowl, get this, everybody.
I was hoping you were going to.
Get this. This is something that was in one of the videos Aaron showed me, dropped a bomb. Performers at the halftime show do not, I repeat, do not get paid for their performances. The NFL considers it an honor for them to be asking you to play at all. So why should they have to pay you to play? This is a organization who makes an average of $93 million a year per team, just per team. That doesn't include stadium. That doesn't include fucking beer commercials, Ford commercials. It doesn't include any of that. It just, they make $93 million a year off just the teams having them. So, and they can't pay a fucking someone to come play their stupid fucking concert.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's, yeah. Jay-Z said it right. You need me. I don't need fucking you. I'm Jay fucking Z. Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Yeah, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Eminem, and Timberlake are probably like the only ones even close to a Prince, Jackson, Elvis level at this point.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah.
I'd say. I don't know. I was watching that and I about threw my phone or whatever it was I was looking at. I was like, are you like, that's the bigger issue here. Like maybe it's not, because a lot of these artists already have, I mean, from outside looking in, like, they don't really need it.
They're not picking local acts to play the Super Bowl. Put it that way.
Yeah. But, at the same time, like, just, I don't know.
I think it's stupid, and I think, it
just doesn't make sense to me, really.
Look, I'm an idiot, and A, I'm an idiot, and B, I am not interested in fixing the Super Bowl. But if I were the NFL, I make rule changes like getting rid of referees and going to all cameras calling plays and calling fouls. I think when that happens, I think all of a sudden we see different teams winning on a more regular basis. I think it shakes a lot of that up in the NFL, and I think if you do something extraordinarily drastic like that, alongside of we're getting wild at this year's Super Bowl halftime show, Pepsi is not sponsoring, and it's going to be sponsored by the NFL. We're not having anybody else doing it. We're doing it. Mm-hmm. And we're going to fucking have, you can't have me out, who I'm going to pick is crazy. But I've already said, but like, I'm going to have at least a fucking,
like,
someone with a goddamn guitar on stage other than Levine, for Christ's fucking sake.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to get people to watch the Super Bowl, you may as well make it at least a little bit more entertaining. Like, you got all this money, all this stuff,
God, what a novel idea!
Right. What a concept.
Make it entertaining, you say. Maybe we should talk to those people at Marvel.
No, like, really though, like, they're messing all these, because for a while they had, it was decent for a while, and then people either stopped caring about it, kind of like you or I, because the same few teams are in it the last couple of years, or there's just not enough in it to really keep me interested. Like I remember when I was growing up and stuff, watching it and stuff, like that was it was a huge deal. Yeah, it was a whole night of it and stuff, and go back to school the next day and like everybody be talking about it and stuff.
People
and,
had
like,
Super Bowl parties.
Yeah. And I don't know. It just
I didn't hear of anyone having a Super Bowl. None of my friends had a Super Bowl party this year.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, just needs to.
It's falling off.
Yeah.
It's falling off, and I don't know. I it's like, do we even need it at this point?
Well,
I mean, it's always gonna happen. The NFL's always like it's gonna be there for a while. Maybe not forever, but it'll be there for a while.
I'm not saying that, every last couple of years have been fair. Like at least when you watch it, like you're guaranteed sometime. Well, depending on who's playing, the game is at least somewhat entertaining.
Yeah,
like it's at least somewhat close, except for
sometimes.
Yeah, except for last night. Really.
Well, honestly, last night's
even
game.
that was
Look. Here's the thing about last night. A lot of people are mad because it was not an offensive game, but I don't mind watching a great defensive game, which is what it was.
Yeah.
The Rams defense lit up Tom Brady like I've never seen anyone light up Tom Brady like that. They lit up that O-line like motherfuckers. Granted, their defense had major weaknesses, similar to that of the Lions. They had a problem in their secondary. They had big problems with this one particular receiver getting open in the middle and having at least 10 yards of room around him whenever he was out there to catch the ball. That's something I've seen the fucking Lions have a problem with year in and year out. But they were still good enough in the secondary and amazing enough on the front line to really make they didn't let the New England Patriots get into the red zone. They didn't even let them into the red zone until like the end of the third or the fourth quarter or some shit.
Yeah.
They didn't even let them within 20 yards of that end zone. That is some hardcore defense.
Yeah.
That is next level. Like really for me that's exciting to watch, especially because on the Rams D line they have a player that I used to love by the name of Ndamukong Suh. Formerly a Detroit Lion. Yeah. Sue is on. He made it to the Super Bowl. He was on the Rams last night. So I got to watch Sue play again, and he made some tackles that were awesome, and that was exciting. I always loved Sue, especially as a Lion.
He got into some trouble, stepping on people.
I was like, don't step on anyone till the end.
Yeah.
Wait till the end. Do it at the end, though. I want to see it. Let's be real.
Yeah, like, I'm not, it's only like a handful.
He was a bad boy.
Yeah.
He was like that. 2009 to 11 Lions. They were like the bad boys. They were fucking brutal, man. Comeback cats. God, more fourth quarter comebacks than any other team in NFL history. Such an exciting season. Make your heart go crazy. I remember I watched most of that season at this restaurant that Jordan used to work at. He was the bartender, so I'd sit at the bar with him and watch the fucking game every Sunday. And, oh, God, I got so loud. I can't believe they never kicked me out. Oh, my God, it was so good. Such a good season. Oh, that season more than any other made me a diehard. Like, when they started doing that fourth quarter comeback from 30-point deficit shit.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable. And for the record, Detroit beat New England earlier this season. Just saying. Just saying for the record. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I saw it. You posted that earlier. I was like...
Yee. And you know what's funny, too? That I made that Marvel joke earlier about the Super Bowl being entertaining, but in a sense, they almost did that. Because I said there were only a few good commercials. The only commercial that was...
I'll have to go back and watch some of them.
There were 2 commercials. Okay, I guess there were maybe like 4 commercials that, when I really think about it, I guess there were 4 commercials that were kind of good that weren't movie trailers. Movie trailers can't count.
Yeah.
Trailers don't count
Yeah.
because that's not, it counts, but not really. But the ones that were good, there was one with Steve Carell and Lil Jon going, "What?" So that's cool. I love Steve Carell. I watch The Office every day of my life. And there was another one. I don't remember what it was a commercial fucking for at all, but it was like cool because there was like this guy. I think he was a police officer or something. But he was talking about he got in a massive car wreck and like he was told he flew like 50 feet. And if it weren't for the first responders, he would have certainly died. And he was telling his story to a group of firefighters, and he didn't realize that some of those firefighters were the first responders. So that was really touching and cool. I don't remember what it was a fucking commercial for, though. And then there was the only other good one was fucking stupid fucking Bud Light, worst beer ever. But what did they do? They didn't call up Marvel. They called up the boys at Game of Thrones. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
I need to.
Okay, so for those of you that have,
I've definitely seen it.
Put it this way. In this Bud Light commercial, the mountain and a dragon appeared. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's all you need to know. Any Game of Thrones fan, that should have just made you hard and go fucking want to watch that shit immediately. So, because, oh, God, the dragons. And the best part was the dragon killed all the Bud Light people. So the dragons don't like domestic beer. I saw that post earlier.
Yeah.
That made me laugh.
Diddly.
So yeah, craziness at the Super Bowl. Felt like we should talk about Super Bowl since it just fucking happened last night.
Yeah. I don't know. Like to me, it kind of depends on like who's playing and stuff, and if Patriots weren't in it for a sixth time,
it would have been way more interesting.
Yeah,
off the
I'd have
bat.
probably been like, all right, I'll but I don't know. What I did see of it was pretty good though.
But you know what? And like I've said before, the reason why I usually don't watch Super Bowls is because I'm not an NFL fan. I'm a Lions fan, they're never in it. But I do like the fact that the Rams are in Los Angeles now. This is the first time they've been back in Los Angeles in many years. They were formerly the St. Louis Rams. Los Angeles has not had a professional NFL team in a long time. So now they're back in downtown Los Angeles. And as full disclosure, all right, to be honest, I don't know what it is, but when you watch someone else get excited about something that you're excited about and their excitement matches yours, it feels good. There's a real physical that's why people watch reaction videos.
Yeah.
There's a physical, palpable feeling when these people get excited.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I had a little bit for the Rams, because a lot of the comedian podcasters that I listen to, like especially Bert Kreischer, big Rams fan, and went to a bunch of Rams games throughout the season. I follow him on Instagram, and he's very active in his stories. So like he's taken videos from the fucking Rams game and shit, and so I've through him have been like following them sort of. And him being a fan kind of made me excited for it, and especially because they had a game earlier in the season that was like one of the highest scoring games in NFL history. It was like some crazy fucking Monday night game unheard of. And I didn't watch it, but I heard about it. It was so big. It was big enough to reach my ears even. So I was happy, and the fact that this is the first time they're back in Los Angeles. They're a young team. It's kind of a Cinderella story a little bit for them to even make it this far. So I was, there. I had that going in, rooting for them a little bit, and the uniforms looked like U of M jerseys, so it was like, but also close to home. So
I thought they looked kind of like classic, sort of like what I remember. Though they're super old.
Yeah, it was almost throwbacky.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to say.
Yeah, not bad. I didn't like how the helmet didn't match the fucking jersey though. I thought that was like the helmet was way fucking darker than the jersey was.
Yeah,
kind of weird. But anyway, enough about the Super Bowl. This is a fucking heavy metal podcast. Jesus Murphy. Oh, wait. One commercial I did want to talk to you about, though. Did you see? There was one really good commercial.
I didn't see any of them.
You didn't see any of them? Dude, oh, man. I want to show it to you, but if I show it to you, you're going to, like, see the name of it anyway, so fuck it. I'm going to show it to you. And I'm not going to have you close your eyes. What am I talking about? It's so good, though. You're going to love it. Okay, he walked away, everyone. I'm going to show him the Twilight Zone Super Bowl commercial with Jordan Peele. And just so you all know, Aaron and I are immense, gigantic, huge fans of Jordan Peele and Keegan Michael Key. Enormous fucking fans. So, especially since Keegan Michael Key is actually from Detroit. So, it's fucking so awesome. Very, very. And the commercial is Twilight Zone. Jordan Peele is going to narrate and host a reboot of the classic television series, The Twilight Zone. And I am ecstatic about it. I absolutely loved Get Out. It totally deserved every Oscar it got. And I'm really excited to see Us, I think is the name of his next one. And also, what was the other thing? Yeah, he did, him and Spike Lee did The Black Klansman. And I have not seen that yet, but I am absolutely going to. I loved the trailers. I'm really excited to see it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So yeah, him and I are just fucking me, him, and honestly Jordan, who we've mentioned a couple times already tonight, just massive fucking fans of these people. So, and he's back. Welcome back, Aaron.
Oh man, I did see this come up though. I didn't watch it, but
Yeah, buddy. This is how it was live. So like we're already in commercial break, all right?
yeah.
And then this happens. I don't think our listener. I was like, what? I was like, what? It's so good. You know that voice?
Yo.
I said, bitch.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Dude,
so
I lost
cool.
my shit. I was literally, that's the only time in the entire Super Bowl that I stood up with my arms in the air. I swear to God. Oh man, I got so excited when I saw that.
I knew he was hosting it. I didn't know that like they had it all.
Yeah,
put
neither did I.
Now.
Neither did I. Like, oh, I'm so excited for that. It's gonna be so good. I really want to see the Black Klansman, and I'm really looking forward to Us. Isn't that the name of his next movie?
I don't know.
I think the name of it. You haven't seen the trailer for it?
Uh-oh.
It looks really good. It's another horror movie.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, it looks really fucking good. But I think it's called Us. Speaking of Us and things with names like that, we should talk about You.
Oh.
Because it's a series you and I both recently watched on Netflix.
Okay. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You thought I was talking about You. Woo! Here we go. We're getting lost tonight.
Apparently the whole whatever. Anyway, yeah.
The dog man's taking hold.
That's apparently yeah. No, yeah. Let's talk about it.
So.
Because I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. Because you're like the only other person I know that's watched that shit. So
it's weird because
yeah.
It's one of those shows that like it's the only time in recent memory I can remember watching a show where I kept watching it and each episode I still was like, I'm not sure about this show.
Yeah, that was my exact response to it. Yeah.
But yet I watched all 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And every episode going, I'm not so sure about this. I don't know about this.
But like to me, it was like every time it ended, I was like, I gotta know what happens.
Kind of want to know
something,
more.
Yeah. I feel like it's building to something, and
it kind of didn't. That was the other thing.
Really?
Like
I thought it did.
Let's just spoil the fuck out of it. So it's about a guy who works at a bookstore in New York City. A girl comes in and he gets obsessed with her, and he starts stalking her, and she doesn't know it, and they fucking end up in a relationship after he kills her ex and her friend and somebody else, and fucking.
It gets.
But like, it's never dark. That's the thing. That was the weird part. It never got like super dark. Like even when he killed the people. Like I guess the first kill was kind of dark, but it never felt crazy dark to me because he never felt committed to the kill. He was so good at portraying it as. And the show was so good at putting you in his head because he was narrating the show.
Yeah,
it was like very Dexter in that sense.
Well, there was points where she was too.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
Which
that was
in
nice.
his dude, that's the thing. That's my problem with shows like this is I look for these gigantic twists that never come. I hope for these and as soon as she started narrating, I was like, oh my God, she's a killer too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, she's a killer
That's
too.
That's what I thought.
And
that's exactly what I thought.
They're gonna two killers. They're gonna fall in love. And I thought that would have been cool, but nope.
No.
Well, hard no.
Yeah.
Hard no, bud. Hard no. Not at all.
That's the exact thought that I had. I was like, oh, okay, all right, this is,
Right when that happened, I thought it was really going to go
Yeah.
somewhere, and it never went to any of the places I wanted it to go to.
I will say that from the time where she finds the box in the bathroom and stuff, and then he fucking locks her in and whatever, and
Into his little book cage.
and he's like explaining to her like what you need to do to basically allow me to like, so I'll let you out basically. It's just like right or whatever, and then he's like, well, I'll explain why I did all this and stuff, and then he's kind of going through it and stuff. I thought that was kind of like sadistic.
That was
like,
pretty. Yeah, he was full on crazy at that point for sure.
And like the fact that the kid didn't open the door either and let her out.
Yeah, but think about it. Like he just saved that kid's life. He just became that kid's Superman for the rest of that kid's life.
That's
because that was right after he killed his dad. He killed that kid's evil stepdad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so,
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, like he was that kid's hero at that point. That kid would never betray him at that point.
Huh.
And I actually loved that scene. I was like, oh.
Yeah. That didn't make a whole lot of sense to me until I just think about it just now. Yeah. That's
like right before. So he's got the girl locked in the basement. She kind of knocks him out and gets out. But there's another locked door and she's banging on it. But there's this kid that's been in the whole series, and he's our main character, the killer's next door neighbor, the stalker killer's next door neighbor, and him and his mom are getting abused by this weirdo who used to be like a probation officer or whatever. He's a fucking psycho douchebag, and the kid like and he works at a bookstore, so he keeps giving this kid books to read and stuff like that, and they kind of have this like mentoring relationship through it, and like the kid gets mad when the main guy says he's gonna do something and he kind of doesn't, and he's like, the kid's like, you betrayed me. They had this whole scene fallout, and then the guy fucking comes back and he's about to fucking like beat the shit out of the kid, and the kid runs away, and the killer figures it out and catches up and ends up killing the guy that's about to hurt the kid, and that's been hurting the kid's mom. Yeah. So the kid, that immediately makes our main character a hero in the eyes of that kid for taking care of the biggest problem in his life. All of his pain, essentially, he just took it away in that moment.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that at all.
Yeah,
I was like, why? That's kind of like, it's cool. I like that they did that, went that direction with it. But I was like, I didn't really fully.
Which is why he didn't let the girl out, because she said, he's in the basement, he's gonna come get me, and the kid was like, what? He's down there? Well, he killed my evil dad, so they're. In my mind, this was what was going through. There was no words. The kid didn't say anything.
That was the other thing.
It was so good. Yeah. It was so well acted by the kid. And but my internal monologue was, I just saw him kill someone evil, so maybe you're evil too.
Yeah.
And he closes the door.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was
chilling.
That was pretty cold.
That was
honestly.
A good scene. Yeah. That was a really good scene.
Like there were quite a few moments like throughout. I mean, there were a couple episodes here and there that were kind of like, nothing really happened. There was a lot of like back and forth, like relationship stuff. Yeah. It was just kind of.
Well, and some of that I actually liked.
Yeah.
Because some of it was.
It's very human, very like real.
Yeah. It was a very real, human, and satirical insight into literally what it's like trying to date someone in your 20s right now. Like, I was watching that, and like some of the complaints he had about her, I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I know exactly what he's talking about. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, wow, this is hitting close to home, kind of. I've experienced this.
There are also a couple of things that, like, when the cops were interrogating him a couple of times, that I felt like should have been like the moment where he gets caught or whatever.
Yeah.
And like they just kind of play it off like like they couldn't really come up with anything more clever, so they were just kind of like
a little coy and shit, like,
so, okay, well, that's
and
there were a few moments where I was like, I don't know, I feel like that.
What did I say to you the one night after I got done watching it? I was like, can we just agree that anyone who doesn't have a TV or what?
Or
what was the other thing?
I don't know. It was really fun.
I don't remember what I said. But yeah, like I liked kind of like the one episode that actually went into his past a little bit and showed his like Dexter's father character. I liked that episode, and I wish they had gone a little bit deeper. And they sort of went deeper into that. They brought that old man back for a minute in that final episode.
Yeah.
But I wish they had kind of spent a little more time with him, the young serial killer getting trained. Essentially, some people deserve to die.
That was
I was like, ooh,
really
I like
Dexter.
this.
Yeah. Well, that was what made me kind of start watching it and stuff. And I was like, it
felt like Dexter in the beginning, in a big bad way.
And then it kind of like, I don't know, there was almost some like Hannibal moments towards the end of it.
Didn't Dexter have a son?
Yeah.
So why couldn't? God damn it! Why couldn't this have been the son of Dexter?
Huh.
How cool would that have been? I'd watch that show.
And then John Stamos is the therapist.
Oh yeah,
that was really
like
Dexter, or not Dexter, but like Hannibal.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that whole situation, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
As soon as I figured out what was going on there, I was like, oh boy.
I can't lie. I kind of like.
I can't believe he didn't kill him.
Well, that was my first thought. But like when you find like when they first show the camera on him as John Stamos, I kind of like was like, what? What the fuck? What is this? Really? I think that was like the only word I was like, it's like, really? He's in it? Like, okay,
right?
Like, all right.
It kind of felt out of character.
A little bit,
not to kill him though.
Yeah.
At that point, especially, it was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm still trying to.
That's the thing is there was just a lot of weird bits about it that was just like, but it was good enough to make it keep going.
Yeah.
But honestly, the way it ended didn't make me go, "Oh, I can't wait to see what happens," at all.
I mean,
like that was not the cliffhanger I was hoping we'd end on at all. Personally.
Not really, especially because he didn't really ever, like there was no. I don't know, I guess he probably did explain like what happened to her and stuff, but I didn't really feel it. Like there was never
any real confirmation.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're talking about, the cliffhanger that it ended on throughout the series. Okay, so he's managing and working in this bookstore. All right, but yet the owner, and he's driving the owner of the bookstore's car. So through most of the series, you assume he killed the owner of the bookstore. As it turns out, he didn't. The owner of the bookstore was Dexter's father. He kind of trained him to be who he is. They ended up taking care of each other and all this shit. This is not the first time our main character has stalked and fallen in love with a girl in this way and all this shit. He did it once before, and throughout the entire series, we're also led to believe that he killed her. However, the only real information we ever get, we spend an entire episode thinking he definitely killed her, and then like he provides evidence saying no, she moved to France and just changed her fucking name because she always wanted to. She's like a crazy artist hipster type, and that's what she always wanted to do. And then, but then the and that's it. That's all we get. And then the big cliffhanger they leave us on is she comes back into the bookstore.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, I'm not dead. We have some things to talk about. And it's like, well, wait, what?
Yeah.
So that's hints that he would have thought she was dead?
It's kind of how I took it.
I don't know what that really means.
Yeah.
Like, it was confusing to me.
Yeah. I kind of sat there, like, thought about it a little bit after it was over. I was like,
yeah, the cliffhanger was more confusing than a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Sort of. So
I found it though.
Oh, what did I say?
You said, can we just agree for the record, anyone who doesn't own a TV and whose favorite is a meatball sub is most likely a serial killer.
Oh, yeah. Throughout the whole fucking series, he's like, oh, I love meatball subs.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're a killer.
And I said bonus points if the house has a study in an unfinished basement.
Yeah. If it has a study but an unfinished basement, what the fuck are you doing? Jesus Christ. Oh, that was funny.
I don't know. There were things I liked about it. There were, like if they put out a second season, I'd probably watch it just because it was, you know.
Yeah, if they, I might start it at least and see where it goes.
It temporarily like
It
scratched that Dexter itch that,
you know, in a point in time right now where there's really not a lot of new coming out, and when I was relatively, I mean, I gave it a pretty good review all in all, but kind of the more that I sit with it, I wanted so much more than I got out of Punisher season 2. It was nice to have like a little something else after that, I guess.
yeah.
But while I was watching the show I was also watching another show that really did scratch the itch. Ted Bundy Tapes.
Oh yeah. I didn't finish that yet.
Dude.
But
That shit is fire. Like,
yeah.
it gives you such an insight. Like, we take so much for... I've been talking about this a couple times. We take so much for granted nowadays. Like, even recently I talked about it in terms of heavy metal. You and I can drive down the road, have Cannibal Corpse on the radio, and literally be daydreaming about whatever we're about to have to go do. It doesn't even register with us. But if it was just loud enough and someone pulled up next to us and could hear it, they would look at us like we're a psycho. Like, it's so outside of their norm, but it's so in ours. And we take that for granted sometimes. And it's just like with this technology stuff. Like, I loved how the Ted Bundy Tapes documentary showed how, like, he escaped from prison, from going to court and everything, escaped from the police in Colorado and went on the run, and they couldn't find him because all he had to do was leave the state, because at that point in time they didn't have the technology. The states didn't talk to each other.
Yeah.
They didn't have the technology. So he goes to another state. This state doesn't even know that state's looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy for him.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
well,
he was able to exploit the system. He saw the flaws and was able to exploit those flaws.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating.
Well, I mean, this is at a time where, like, you know, you could, if you were meticulous enough with what you were doing, you could pretty much get away with, you know.
And you didn't even like, you say that, and when people hear it, they're going to think of it in today's context. But think about the level of meticulous you have to be today versus back then.
Oh, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a different level. Like, you didn't have to do... Like, we still don't know who the Black Dahlia murderer was.
Yeah.
Or Zodiac.
Yeah.
That's why we call them those names.
Yeah.
We don't know who they were. They still haven't been caught. Or Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper is not that killer's name.
Oh, yeah. Did you... there was another one I want to talk about with... there was something... I don't remember what the name of it was. But it was pretty much about, like, the fact that they think that... They either found him or he was linked to being a different, like, I don't know.
H.H. Holmes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah.
I don't know what, there's a new documentary or something. I heard about this.
I wish I could.
But, oh, who told me about this? Fuck, I can't remember. But no, okay, so everyone that hears this right now, seriously, as soon as this podcast is over, whatever you're using to listen to this, check out this other podcast called Lore. It's incredible. It's one of my absolute favorite podcasts. It's short 20, 30-minute episodes about different folklore throughout history in the world, narrated by a gentleman named Aaron Mankey. He does an excellent job. Fantastic fucking podcast. And he has done a number of episodes about H.H. Holmes. His most recent episode about H.H. Holmes ended with him talking about the fact that there is new evidence suggesting him linking him to the Jack the Ripper case, and that family members of H.H. Holmes are planning to exhume his body because it's not even certain that he died where the reports claim he died, and he might not even be buried there. They exhumed his body on television and tested it and all this stuff. And I have not seen that yet. I don't know what that documentary is. So
I'll try to find.
Somebody told me about it. I don't remember who. Might have been Jordan. I don't know.
Basically that's what the gist of that show's
about. He might have been Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
Amazing.
To me,
Can
yeah.
you imagine that?
To me, that's like it goes into like in-depth detail about all of like the houses and stuff, and like the all the different things they did and stuff that cover his tracks, and like how he had like 2 different locations and stuff. And
H.H. Holmes wasn't even his name.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
God, that episode of lore, dude.
I'll have to listen to that.
There's a couple, but the most recent one is basically starts at when he has to run away from the murder castle. It's literally the last part of his life. What it's believed to be, at least, as far as the records that we have, his personal diary and things like that. And man, like
that's a crazy story,
dude.
Really,
there was one part where he killed a guy, and he wrote in his diary. He said, he's like, I had he said something like, I had a reservation about writing this in my journal, not because I was ashamed of what I did, but because I didn't think that anyone would believe that any man could do this kind of cruelty to another man. Like,
oh yeah, it's called American Ripper. That's what
it's called.
It is.
American Ripper.
Yeah.
Where is it? What is it?
It was on History Channel. It looks like.
Okay.
So it's bound to be pretty legit. Yeah. He's believed to have been the first serial killer in America, potentially responsible for as many as 200 murders in the late 19th century.
200.
Yeah.
Let that sink in, people. We don't even know for sure.
Famously killed at least 5 people on the streets of London in the series. Jeff Mudgett, Holmes' great-grandson, tries to... That's right. Yeah, it was...
Yep.
Yeah,
it was his family.
Yeah.
His extended family.
So he spent 20 years researching his ancestor and uses that information combined with the 21st century science and technology to figure out, basically...
Genius.
Yeah. I think I saw the first episode of it, but I was like, man, this is...
There's more than one episode.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a series. I'll have to see.
I hope this ends up on Netflix, because I don't have history. But damn, I need to watch that.
Yeah, it looks like there's 8 episodes, I think.
God damn. Dude.
I think I don't remember who was telling me about that, but yeah, we got into a big discussion about it and stuff. There's a lot of stuff about him that like I didn't even know about.
Yeah, no, me too. Especially about him. Are you kidding me? Where the fuck is my... God damn it.
I can't help but think of that South Park episode when I watch stuff like this, though.
What? Which one?
With the murder porn episode.
Oh yeah, that's a good episode.
Like I've caught like I've come in the house and like see my parents watching like ID stuff. Like
yep. Oh dude, that's all my grandma watches.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's so weird. Like
it's crazy. They love that shit. Yeah. I don't get it.
I mean, it is fascinating though, really.
I mean, it's I'm not personally fascinated by like crimes of passion and stuff like that.
No,
but serial killers I really am, because like, did you ever watch the show Mindhunter on Netflix? Holy fucking shit, Aaron. Holy fucking shit. Watch that. Mindhunter. Okay? It's a short series. They're supposed to be coming out with the season 2 sometime. It's unbelievable. It's literally about the 2 FBI officers that began profiling and literally invented the term serial killer. It's about the guys that invented the term serial killer. No one had an idea of what exactly a serial killer was before these 2 guys created the profile and created the term. Like,
wow.
It's unbelievable. And they reenact these interviews with this one particular serial killer, I forget his name, in the show. And when you can go to YouTube and watch side-by-side comparisons of the real-life interview and the acted interview, and it's terrifyingly identical. Terrifyingly identical.
So is it like reenactment stuff, or is it like...
No, it's a straight up show. It's a straight up
okay.
television show, but it's all as accurate as it can possibly be.
Okay.
In terms of these cops' lives and how the term serial killer and how this all began and all this stuff. And there's this like through the whole series, there's like this background serial killer that we just know eventually they're gonna end up looking for, and they never actually end up doing it in the first season. So I hope that's what the second season is about. And I don't know for sure. I'm not sure if anybody knows for sure, but it's believed that serial killer that they're gonna end up going after is the BTK. The bind, torture, kill killer.
No.
Yeah. So, but honestly, the the Ted Bundy Tapes documentary was so damn good that I got it again. You know, I went into in college. I took enough psychology courses to have the degree in psychology easily all day. Because I was fascinated with serial killers and stuff like that. And the thing about things like the Ted Bundy tape sent me down a wormhole of looking up the best documentaries of serial killers. And in the last 2 days, I watched 3. I watched the Jeffrey Dahmer Files. I watched one called Cropsy. And I watched another one on Netflix called Interview with a Serial Killer about the Greenville River Killers, which I thought was the Green River Killers, but it wasn't. None of them were really quite as good as the first one. But what fascinates me is like with the Ted Bundy one, they talk about how at that point in time, the term serial killer wasn't widely known. I think it was invented, but it wasn't widely known yet.
Yeah.
So they didn't really know what they had on their hands. And there were so many in a lot of ways Ted Bundy created the profile of the serial killer.
Yeah.
In a lot of because of a lot of his how liked he was. I think a lot of that was based on is where Dexter got its influence. He was handsome. He was well liked by everybody. You know what I mean? He had successful relationships with women and things like that.
Yeah.
That he didn't kill. And shit like that. And then you go to Dahmer though. Like, see, here's the weird part about Dahmer. See, to me, part of the profile of serial killers is control. They need control. Dahmer liked to get drunk, which is what he credited to him getting caught. He was like, I fucked up because I was drunk. Like, Bundy got caught because of he was driving erratically, so a cop pulled him over. It's the only reason he got caught. They were already looking for him. Yeah. But the thing about Bundy is he was a chameleon. Like, he could fucking change his face like a motherfucker.
Dude, that I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Super weird. Super weird.
Like, even when they're showing, you know, like old footage of him and stuff, it's really like something about him that's just
eerie as fuck.
Yeah, it's like unsettling.
Oh,
you know,
very.
Like, you know.
Very unsettling, yeah. Like,
I mean, as it should be, but like, you know, even like, you know, even if you were just like see somebody, you know, just around that you didn't know that was, you know, was doing that or whatever, it's like, you know, I don't know.
One of the crazy parts about that documentary is that when he was on the run, he hopped on a bus and came to Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yeah.
To watch the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
His home state of Washington was playing U of M. And he said he almost got beat up by a bunch of Michigan fans in a bar. He was rooting for Washington, which I thought was amusing. And then he went down to fucking Florida and went on and killed like 4 people in one night. Like, no, I don't think he actually killed them all. He attempted to kill them all. Some of them survived. But also, you know, God, there's so many fucking.
I always think about like the advancements in what do they call it, like forensic.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and just like the way that they're able to, you know, so much more knowledge of being able to like pull fingerprints and like, you know, different. You can tell like the trajectory of. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like
blood
yeah.
patterns, like what Dexter did.
Yeah, like, you know, where the gunshot was at, like where it went out and stuff, or like, you know, the just all this crazy stuff, like,
yep.
You know, it's, and the fact that, way back when, all this was first starting, there was no way to do that. So,
But dude, let me tell you something.
I don't know.
This is the dirty secret. All right. Yes, those technologies exist, and yes, a portion of the stuff that we see on things like CSI and NCIS and all that stuff, a portion of those things exist.
Yeah.
Okay? But they only exist at places like the FBI, the CIA. These things do not exist at your local municipality. Period. Like, at all.
Yeah.
To the point where places exist where it is still like that, like it was in the 90s, like Detroit and Flint.
That's true.
Like,
yeah.
dude, one of my best fucking friends had bullets fired into his house in Flint, called the cops. It took them 12 hours to respond. They showed up the next morning.
Yeah.
I've heard of other people calling the cops saying, there's people shooting in front of my house. Can you see? The dispatcher says, can you see anyone down? No? Okay, it'll be a while.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reality in a lot of places. It's not just Flint and Detroit. It's not just cities that big. Think about small towns. They don't have a fucking, what does Abby call it on NCIS? A mass spec? A mass spec machine or whatever the fuck that is. Like, they don't fucking have that shit. They have the same shit they had in the fucking 90s. Like, a lot of them, besides just the internet and the databases, they have access to those, sure.
Well, I was talking more in terms of...
Which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that the states can instantly talk to each other is huge. That alone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you put out a bulletin or whatever the fuck they call it, an APB on fucking a Ted Bundy now in every state. The whole country. Facebook is going to be looking for him. So, yeah.
I don't know. I just, like... That was kind of more what I was talking about, was in terms of, like, dealing with, like, crime scene stuff. Like,
well, think about the fucking, our boy, fucking, one of our favorites, the, Keegan Michael Key from Detroit. On Ari Shafir's show, This Is Not Happening, Keegan Michael Key has an episode. And, the story he tells is living in Detroit, he's talking about, like, he lived in an apartment that got robbed, like, 8 times in, like, 2 weeks or something, like that, some crazy number like that. And there was a bloody fingerprint from the robber on the door frame or whatever. And he talks to the cop and he goes, you guys gonna, like, dust for that or whatever? And the cop goes, oh, no, that's just on TV. That was Detroit, like 10, 15 years ago.
Oh.
So... Yeah, I mean, even that stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking...
I'm just saying we have the technology to look into things that... Yeah.
For the big high-profile stuff, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. It's... Yeah.
But we have to keep in mind that TV makes us seem a lot more than we sometimes can be in terms of, like, these local municipalities. And, I think I remember there being some number back in the day when Dexter was popular. The FBI was like, there are probably at least like 600 to 1,000 active serial killers in the United States, and we have no idea who they are. Like,
wow,
something like that. Like, it was something like that. There were probably about 600 active serial killers or something. Think about if you're, I mean, really, if you, all you have to really do is know the profile and not follow it. Kill in different ways across a wide stretch. If you're a trucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And killing every single victim in a different way, in a different state, at a different time, in different fucking frequencies. How are they ever going to put that together? Like, I don't...
Yeah.
Unless they find a hair that matches or something,
Well, I mean,
crazy.
It'd be easy, kind of, in terms of, like, all the Ted Bundy stuff. It'd be easy to just do that and then just jump across state lines because nobody'd be able to.
What was really fascinating about Bundy is it was the first time that they ever tried to use bite print analysis.
Yeah.
Like when you bite, because he bit He
Yeah.
didn't eat his victims, but he would bite them a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of them had bite mark bruises, and they actually had images of him in prison getting impressions. And I was like, holy shit, I know what all that is because I used to do that shit with Josh. So fucking, I was like, that's pretty cool. And they used that in court and stuff. And that was one of the first times or the first time that sort of analysis had ever been used. But I don't think they like accepted it, but they were able to present it. So the jury still saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But another thing though is what's interesting is that there are, we live in Michigan, United States of America, all right? And in school and in our psychology classes and all this stuff, I never learned about H.H. Holmes until History Channel. But we are taught loosely about things like Jack the Ripper and Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer, Gacy, these other ones. American serial killers.
Yeah.
We have a pretty centralized focus on that. Just like we do with the fucking goddamn Super Bowl. Like they're talking about, it's the #1 fucking watched show in the United States. That 100 million views ain't dick. Ain't fucking dick. You want to know a real crazy number? Here. 1 second. Let me just do this quick Google search. How many people watched the world? There we go. Holy shit. You want to know how many people watched the World Cup of Soccer in 2014?
Well, it's probably way more.
Look, 100 million people watched on average, around 100 million people watched Super Bowl.
Right.
The World Cup of 2014 exceeded 3.5 billion.
Well, that's
half the planet.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's half the planet of Earth.
Well, yeah, but that's the World Cup, though.
That's what I'm saying, though.
That's like,
is the Super Bowl's pittance in comparison.
Okay,
we Americans think we got something with the Super Bowl. We don't got dick with the fucking Super Bowl. We don't got shit with that shit. It's nothing in comparison. So, yeah, that's the and I think in a lot of ways, at least, that sort of bit might extend to the way we're taught about things like these serial killers. We focus on American serial killers. Well, I found two cause it was like a BuzzFeed top 10 documentaries about serial whatever. And I found two that I'd never heard of ever. And the first one, the one I'm gonna watch is Albert Fish.
Oh yeah.
In Sin He Found Salvation.
I've heard
Documentaries don't usually make the hair stand up on the back of my neck, but this one sure did, is what the article says. I know nothing about him. I know nothing about Albert Fish. I think he killed and ate children, but I know nothing about him. So I think I'm going to watch that one. And then...
He was American...
Oh, he was an American serial killer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. American serial killer, child rapist, and cannibal. He's also known as the Gray Man, the Werewolf of Wisteria, the Brooklyn Vampire, the Moon Maniac, and the Boogeyman.
I've literally never heard of any of those besides the Boogeyman. Like, I've never heard of any of those nicknames.
Huh.
So that's crazy.
Dude looks
pretty fascinating.
Fucking, like...
He looks like H.H. Holmes.
Yeah, a little bit.
So he's an old one. He's from like the late 18s, early 19s, somewhere in there.
What did it say? I was born in 1870, died in 1936. So
okay.
That was, yeah.
So he died during the Great Depression. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one documentary I'm gonna watch. The other one is titled The Pig Farm, and it's about the life of Robert Picton, who confessed to killing 49 people, feeding their remains to his pigs on his pig farm, which I believe is what inspired the Hannibal film, part of the Hannibal film. He was a Canadian serial killer. I've never heard of him ever, so I'm gonna watch that one too. I'm gonna watch the ones I've never ever heard of. Is the goal there? So yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting. Like, I'm just fucking. I don't know why. I have I'm into heavy metal. I have a sick fascination with serial killers. Always have. Ever since the Silence of the Lambs, really. Like,
he's still alive, isn't he? Looks like.
Is he really? Is he just in jail?
Arrested in 2002.
He was arrested in 2002?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm watching that shit tonight. Holy shit. Oh my God, that's a recent one. So that happened during the 2000s then. When did Hannibal come out?
He was charged with the death of 20 additional women. December 2007. Sentenced to life in prison, 25 years.
When was he sentenced? When did you say? Or when did he... What'd you say?
It just says December 2007.
Wow. Hannibal came out in 2001. And that's definitely, I think, the one with the guy that fed people to pigs. That's crazy. Yeah, because that wasn't Red Dragon. No, that definitely wasn't Red Dragon. That was Hannibal.
Yeah.
So, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
I don't know. I think it's because I was trying to figure out. Oh, I guess there isn't. That was a cord underneath me. Yeah, because I was trying to. Well, really, I was trying to justify my reasoning for why I have been diving into this lately. So not crazy. I don't know. I just like. To me, it's weird to see like the. It's like you ever watch those shows about like the prisoners and stuff, and where they actually talk to like legitimate like criminals and stuff, and like murderers and people that are locked up in prison.
Like what? Like
I don't know. Just they have shows about them. Like there's
I watched the interview with the serial killer where they literally interviewed the guy.
Yeah, I don't like there's something about watching like reactions from people that have like that aren't fully there, and like you can kind of see it and stuff, and
my God.
like it's so like I don't know.
Dude.
It's a different.
I'm fascinated. Did you ever? How deep did you ever go into Lie to Me?
I think I watched like I want to say the first season.
Okay, so that's a pretty good solid grasp on it then. Like,
if not like half of the first season, but I've seen enough of it to know.
A lot of people, including my college professors, used to say that was an over-exaggeration of what nonverbal communication and kinesics really is. Which, for the record, everybody, I do plan on doing a whole episode about this one day, because that is truly what I always wanted to study in college, and no one ever had offered classes in it or anything. But I wanted a degree in nonverbal communication, which is body language, which is there's oculesics, which is eye movement. It's from your eye movements, the way you move while you're talking, the micro expressions that you make, which is an expression that lasts on your face for less than 0.1 of a second, and things like that. That stuff fascinates me in a level like almost the same level as astrophysics. So yeah, like I fucking that is a big bad part of the reason why after watching the Ted Bundy documentary, I got immediately addicted to these again, because it reignited that part of my brain that hasn't been ignited since I was in school, and I could pick research projects and do research projects about this stuff. Being able to hear their voice on tape or watch them in court or on a documentary on camera, being able to actually watch their facial expressions and body language. I was the Greenville River Killer or whatever is the one that's based on an interview with a serial killer, and he was extra fascinating to me for this reason, because he had this weird twitch where he would blink a million times. And I kept watching that, and I was like, well, and granted, you're watching it in broken up narrated form and all this stuff, but when he like okay, so let's say I'm a fucking cop and I am very well trained in nonverbal communication and behavioral science, and I sit down to interrogate someone. The first thing you have to do is establish a baseline. So start asking them nonchalant questions. Know what they look like when they're not lying or not being deceptive.
Yeah.
And then you look for inconsistencies, okay? That's how it all starts. That's the fucking scientific method for this stuff on some level. It's like the baseline. With this guy in the interview with the serial killer earlier, he had this. There were a bunch of killings he was credited for, but there were 2 that didn't fit the profile because they were kids. He didn't usually kill kids. He refused to talk about what was happening. He refused any questions at all in reference to those kids. But he was, a lot of people think he was a big time liar because like he had all these stories about doing real fucked up shit. He was in Vietnam, and about like he had this one story about like coming across these 2 people and he killed one and like started in cooking and ate them in front of the other person to get the other person to give him information, but there was no like records on that whatsoever. And in fact, he on record, he wasn't even what he said he was in the military. He was something else. He's someone who never saw combat, basically. One of the biggest things in nonverbal, like, not one of the biggest things, all right, but like one thing is, it's weird, okay? Fuck, it's been so long since I've really studied this stuff. It's been over a year, and some of it's loose in my head. But I remember specifically, one thing is the tissues or something in your nose. Something about your nose is somehow connected. Oh, yeah. Something about your nose is connected to your dick. Like, seriously. Seriously.
That wasn't where I thought you were going with this.
No, I know. But, like, your septum has something to do, like, with the groin part of your body.
Yeah.
And that actually, when you think about it, it makes sense. Because when you're extremely aroused, you smell things differently and stuff like that. So one of the inconsistencies that behavioral scientists try to spot when somebody's lying is, like, especially a male person being interrogated, is if they like grab their nose or rub their nose a little bit whenever they're talking about something. If they're sitting there the entire fucking interview, hands at their side doing nothing, and then all of a sudden in this one subject they're rubbing their nose, being real animated with their arms, they're probably lying about that one subject, which is exactly what he did when he was talking about Vietnam. He was literally rubbing his nose, and when he talked about, he was like, I was just hid behind a tree, pulled out a machete, and I cut off her head. And he like extended his arms out to make the motion. But when he was talking about his victims in upstate New York, he sat there with his arms to his side looking straight the whole time. That is an inconsistency. That suggests to me that he is lying about his activity in Vietnam. These are the things. So watching someone like Ted Bundy, actually hearing his voice, watching someone like Dahmer, you know what I mean? Like, looking for those things in them because they're so apparent. Like, they're like the poster children for facial expressions in some ways, like in learning this stuff. Like,
it's kind of
fascinating.
It's kind of starting to come back to me about some of the stuff they were talking about that show. One of the things that kind of stuck with me was I think it was like the first part of the episode or something, but they were talking about how, like, before somebody's gonna, like, they got like that, like, crazy, like, there's certain look that happens with your eyes, with the person's eyes, whenever they're like about to do something like really crazy or like full scale, like, you know, like shootings and stuff. I don't know if you remember what I'm getting at, but like there's a certain look and like that they get when, and like most of the cameras caught it and stuff, and it was all, I don't know, they gave a couple of different examples.
Okay,
it,
I see.
Like, yeah.
In the field of kinesics, there's something called oculesics, which specifically studies eye movement.
Yeah.
However, you make a good point, and it's something I never really thought about. the most common report you'll hear in victim survivors, people that survived the Columbine shootings, and things like that. They actually interviewed a survivor of Bundy on the documentary, and they interviewed a survivor of Dahmer on the Jeffrey Dahmer files that I watched. Things like that. They actually had the cop that like interrogated him. He was the main cop. They had him in the documentary. That was really cool. A common theme that everyone says but seems to dismiss, that I've literally never thought about till right now, is all of them say their eyes go black. Every single one, without fail. Everyone that survives says they see black eyes. And I wonder...
As in, like, the victims, or like...
The victims that survive, that see the killers.
Oh, okay.
And describe the killers. They say their eyes went black. You know, and now that I think about it, there could be a scientific explanation for that. Think about what... We've been able to study a serial killer's brain in machines like EKGs and brain scans and things like that. But we've never had someone hooked up to an EKG while they were killing. That's never happened. So
I feel like that would be...
But here's my thinking. What do I know? There are certain things like mushrooms, acid, or cocaine that make your pupils gigantic and can make your eyes appear black.
Yeah.
So what if, while a serial killer is killing and actually doing the act, in their brain, it's the same almost physical reaction as if they were on some sort of psychedelic drug, which could scientifically explain why victims report seeing black eyes.
Yeah. That could be, because I think I've heard a couple of times about I swear
black eyes?
Yeah.
In what reference?
No, okay, so yeah, all right, I got it. Sorry. Just like, when somebody's talks about, they get waived as, being mentally unstable, I guess, or like clinically insane, I guess. Like, is that what happens? Like, is that sort of like something triggers in their head and like, all of a sudden it releases this weird like chemical that makes them like black out or something, or like, or is that something different, you think, or like, is it kind of the same? Because that's kind of like in line with what you're talking about. Like, is there certain things or, like, certain triggers that when they happen, like...
I think yes and no. Like, because I definitely think... it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. But there are serial killers that have reported not remembering actually killing any of their victims.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it kind of depends on if they, like, remember it and stuff, or, like, if it was,
And we assume, we have this profile, right? We have a pretty, at this point, a relatively broad profile because organizations like the FBI have experienced a number of different types of serial killers at this point. But, it's... They don't all have the same sickness. Like, there's not one disease we can credit it to. There's no...
I guess...
That's part of the intrigue still, is that it's... In a really sick and disgusting, fucked up way, it's similar to child molesters. Because we don't... We assume that they're sick. We assume there has to be some sort of mental disability there. But we don't have a name for it. There's no one diagnosis. There's no umbrella diagnosis for either of them. It doesn't... There's so much illogic still to it because so much of the human brain we do not even understand yet.
Yeah.
There's still so much illogic to a normal human being like you and I to something like that. that that's part of the reason it's still like one of the mysteries of the world is how does someone become this? What makes the monster? Or is the monster born? Or is it both?
Yeah.
You know?
So, well, I don't know. Like, I guess it kind of depends on the situation, really. Because, like, I don't know. I tend to think about, more so. Well, I guess since it was kind of a recent thing, not really recent, but it's more reoccurring. Like, you know, all the, like the mass like school shootings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like kids,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, is there, you know, was that it's hard to say whether or not some of them are, you know, like actually, like there's something, you know, mentally not there, or if it was just like
you're saying kids committing the murders.
I'm saying, yeah, in certain, you know, situations, like, you know, the more so like the school shootings, for example.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, there is a common denominator in those, actually.
More, well, I don't know. I guess you could say, like, you know, like bullying and stuff, or like, you know, neglect and things like that.
I think a lot of kids are neglected, but that comes from home, and that comes from the American lifestyle, where both parents have to be at work all the time now to make ends meet.
Yeah.
Which leaves the child neglected. That's a major issue, no question. I don't think neglected children become serial or mass shooters at all. The common denominator, and I'm not saying you do either, but the common denominator is I'm not personally aware. And if I'm wrong about this, if they exist, tell them to me in the comments, people. But I am not personally aware of any school shooter that has not been on an antipsychotic or some kind of SSRI. They all are on some kind of Adderall, ADHD, and heavy antipsychotic medication. Assuming to be treated for ADHD or depression or something like that. I'm not saying this is causation. I'm saying without question correlation that nobody seems to be looking at. And that's a big fucking problem for me.
Yeah.
That nobody seems to be fucking. Why the fuck are our kids snapping and shooting people? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
I mean, I could see
something in the brain for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
right. Well, you know, I mean, you know, there's. You could definitely trace it back to, you know, home life and stuff and all that, but at the same time, like, you gotta be, like, there's gotta be something.
I think it's it goes back to the same exact thing as the nature versus nurture argument. It always comes down to it being both.
Yeah.
It's a combination of not having a good home life and being neglected, and also a combination of being sent to the doctor and being put on heavy antipsychotics as a child.
Yeah.
And that can fuck you up.
Yeah. Especially when, like, you don't, you know, you're just being taken these places and, you know, given this thing that's, you know, they're going to tell you, like, oh, you just have to take it. But, like, you don't know what's.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You're a kid.
What it's doing, or, yeah, like, what is even happening.
You're a fucking kid in high school.
Yeah.
You don't fucking know dick about what the fuck this medication's going to do.
Yeah. You just know
it's
somebody
just
gave it to you to take it.
A person in a white coat.
Yeah.
A person of an authoritative figure handed it to you and said, take it, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you're having these crazy thoughts and voices are talking to you. Nobody's looking into that, though, because you want to know why? It would be a slash on the pharmaceutical industry, and they're as rich as the NFL, if not richer.
Yeah.
So nobody can touch them, can they? That's the problem.
Yeah.
I think that's what... Look. Correlation doesn't mean causation, but the fact of the matter is nobody's fucking looking at this. And there is, without question, a correlation. So why aren't we looking at this, is all I'm saying. Why is it not being talked about in mainstream media? Why are investigative journalists not looking more into this and what's up with these kind of drugs? Why they're being so heavily prescribed to children? What is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is going on here? Nobody's looking at it. Nobody's talking about it. And, you know, ever when I got put on probation for marijuana and my doctor, to help me sleep because I am a hardcore insomniac, fucking prescribed me Ambien and just kept feeding it to me like candy and never really explained to me what it did. And for the first time in my life, I completely blacked out and had whole entire night-long experiences that are erased from my memory. And the only reason I know about them is because the friends that were there told me about them. That's what they're giving people? Like, I'm never going to take anything from a doctor again after that. Are you fucking serious? Like, fuck an A. God, no, ever. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
That was the heaviest drug I've ever been on was Ambien. Heaviest drug I've ever been on was Ambien. I've taken quite a few different drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the heaviest one ever that I've experienced.
I mean, I think it's to a point where, you know, if you know, let's say.
And she handed it to me like candy, and I didn't have to pay for it. My insurance covered that shit. I was like, what is happening right now?
Well, Ambien's the one that's come up in the news pretty recently, wasn't it? Or is that something else?
No, it came up in the news recently because of Roseanne Barr.
That's.
And honestly, because I've been on it, I believe her. Like, hey, you know, I am. Look, I know that's controversial. Look.
All you're saying is that you
all
understand.
I'm saying is I have been under the influence of Ambien and had my memory literally erased like I've never experienced. Literally just gone.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing about Ambien. It's a sleeping drug, right?
Yeah.
So I took it assuming I would get tired and want to go to sleep. No.
Yeah.
That's not what happens. No, my doctor never explained to me how it even worked. Ever. All that happens is you take it, and if you lie down and try to go to sleep, it might help. What they don't tell you is when you pop it at 8, 9, 10 o'clock, like, all right, I'm going to go to bed by 11 or 12. But back in the day when I was obsessed with, I was taking this shit while I was watching Dexter. And I pop it at 8, 9, 10, fucking watch another 4 episodes of Dexter, forget that I took it. Oh, yeah, Jordan, come on over. Yeah, let's drink. Now all of a sudden I'm on alcohol and Ambien because I forgot I took my Ambien and I'm blacking out. And I don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Like, that is what happened on more than one occasion. And I didn't realize that's what was happening. I did not realize what was even happening to me.
Wow.
Like, it's so fucked up. And, like, dude, Jordan and I were out front of my house, drunk as shit. I was on Ambien. I didn't know it. Smoking a cigarette. A stranger walking down my block, I invited into my house to drink with us because I was so fucked up. Does that sound like something I would normally do?
Fuck no.
You knowing me as well as you do?
What?
Yeah, exactly. A stranger. Like, complete stranger. Invited him into my home, and I mean, it all worked out. It was cool, but apparently, I don't remember. Jordan said he was cool, but fuck. I don't remember interacting with that human being at all. I don't even remember their name. I don't remember what they looked like. Jordan told me the next day, he texted me and was like, that guy we hung out with was pretty cool. I was like, what fucking guy?
Jesus.
And he told me the story. Yeah, no. So
Wow.
that shit literally can make you do shit that you would never normally do and erase your memory of it without question. People, I've experienced it 100%. I have never taken any drug that I felt more out of control than when I took that drug. Okay? And I have taken some illicit substances that are not yet legal in the state of Michigan, and I will not mention. So...
Yeah, like sleeping stuff. That's always been something I've been really like. If I don't have to, I don't like to because
weed's all you need.
Yeah,
weed's all you need.
Because I've taken like, I don't know, like sleep aids, even like just like regular shit, like half of one, and either I've had some like crazy
fucked up dreams,
yeah. Or just like the opposite, like just hasn't worked, hasn't.
And even
help me or whatever. And
even now, you don't even need weed. You just need the CBD.
Yeah.
You can just get the CBD extract, and it makes a world of difference. Jamie Josta advertises it on his podcast all the time. He uses it on the tour bus to help fall asleep. I think he uses CBDsolutions.com, which is a website that sells a whole bunch of different brands, so you can pick your own brand. One I personally recommend is charlottesweb.com. Or Charlotte's Web or CW something like that. CW.com, something like that. Where or CWCBD, I don't know. But back in the day, oh fuck, what was his name? Sanjay Gupta, on CNN or whatever.
Yeah.
When he was doing his big reports about marijuana, the Charlotte's Web thing was the CBD strain that was invented for a girl named Charlotte because she had the epilepsy. Yep.
Yeah.
They still sell and grow that stuff, and you can purchase that extract online from their website for CBD tinctures, gummies, whatever you need. And it's extraordinarily highly rated. Super good stuff. Kind of pricey, but super good stuff. And I've used CBD before. It definitely works, and I highly recommend it over any fucking Ambient, Lunesta, any shit like that.
Yeah. Well, and even like stuff like that. You hear of people, having like tics and things that like they weren't told about, and then all of a sudden they got them because of this thing that they took that they thought would help them. And and I get you can kind of argue the same thing with like kids and stuff. You get a kid that doesn't really know kind of what's going on in his head, still developing or whatever, and then you give him this crazy thing, and all of a sudden it changes the.
And I employ anyone out there to find me a kid under the age of 18 that knows what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, any drug that adults take to get some sort of high should not be prescribed to children, period.
Yeah.
I don't think. Especially, there's even been doctors on the Joe Rogan podcast that a couple massively under-researched things are sleep and the amount of sleep we should be getting and what damage it does to actually get less sleep, and our gut microbiomes. There have been cases where kids have been put on every goddamn ADHD pill that exists, has no effect. They change their diet. They get off the fucking frozen fingers and the McDonald's and the bullshit, and all of a sudden they're fine. They don't need any of the drugs anymore.
Yeah.
Like, these things happen 100%. We're not addressing the problem. We're trying to put Band-Aids on it with these drugs.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening. We're not addressing any underlying issues. We're just trying to make the lifestyle that's causing the issues manageable. And that's not what medicine should be doing, I don't think.
No.
It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. I don't know. It blows my mind. This shit. I don't even remember why we started talking about this.
I don't know. That's good. That's good.
All right.
Well, tangent though.
Yeah, it was. It was really good. Okay. This is a good segue. There's one last Super Bowl commercial that I do want to talk about. Yeah, we already talked about. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. One last Super Bowl I do want to talk about commercial is during every Super Bowl ad segment, every once in a while there is a spot for local ads. And one of the local ads was from Consumers Energy.
Oh yeah.
Thanking Michigan for what we did last Wednesday night. For those of you that don't know, that are listening to this outside of the state of Michigan, we had polar vortex last week. Essentially what that is when the extreme cold air from the North Pole in Canada, due to the jet stream, dips down into Michigan, causing temperatures that we are not used to, like negative 30-degree wind chills, instant freezing, and death. We have plentiful resources for natural gas to heat more than enough homes in Michigan. However, there was a fire at the Consumers Energy plant in Detroit. Now, imagine you have a gigantic gas pump, and you have enough gas for all the cars in Michigan. The nozzle to fill them got broken. So instead of flowing at full stream, it was like dripping. That was the issue. So in a last-ditch effort, and in hopes that every home in the fucking state wouldn't lose heat on the coldest night on record in recent history.
Yeah.
And potentially fucking have millions of people freezing to death overnight. The governor and a number of other high-ranking officials in our state made emergency press conferences saying to lower all of our thermostats to 65 degrees or lower so that we could have enough for everybody, so that everybody doesn't lose heat. And we did it, and we succeeded. Nobody lost heat. We're all good. The problem got fixed already. This was, what is today? Like Monday? This was last Wednesday.
Which, by the way, it's like this time last week, it was negative 14,
and
it's 44 right now.
Yep, 44 degrees outside.
Like 5 to 10.
Yep.
So like just to
just to give you an idea of what life's like here. We went from negative 30 to almost 50 degrees. It's an 80-degree change.
Yeah, like
in less than 7 days.
We're some kind of fucked.
There's not a lot of infrastructure that can handle that.
Yeah.
Especially ours. And honestly, the reason why I wanted to talk about this was because
we're also not the only. I think Ohio, places in Ohio got hit the same, pretty much like the whole Midwest.
Really? Oh no, they got hit with similar temperatures.
As far as that goes.
Yes. Actually,
on heating stuff, but
on the Chicago side of Lake Michigan, they got it worse than we did because the lake, we're protected in the middle of Michigan here. Actually, we're pretty well protected in terms of stuff like this. We end up getting hit way less than most others do.
That's also the other thing about kind of weird, Lansing and stuff is like we're
Lansing especially.
Yeah, in the center of the state, so like we either get kind of lake effect stuff when it comes through.
Well, the weird part is that most of Lansing and East Lansing was built on a swamp.
Yeah.
Okay, and because of that, swamp's elevation is lower. So sitting here in Lansing right now, we're at a lower average elevation than most of the rest of the state, especially the surrounding areas like Owasso, Flint, and Grand Rapids, which is why when something comes off the lake, it hits Grand Rapids and everything up to Lansing really hard, fizzles out over Lansing, then regains strength on its way to Flint.
Yeah.
Because we're at a lower elevation. So the lake breaks stuff up. And then on top of that, here in Lansing, we get stuff broken up over us because we're at a lower elevation. We get hit less. That's why up in Owasso, they'll get tornadoes and thunderstorms, and down here in Lansing, we'll get a drizzle.
Yeah.
And they're only fucking 15 miles away north.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something. It's called the Lansing bubble. It's a really weird weather phenomenon that happens here most of the time, especially in the summer with thunderstorms. That's where we experience it heavily.
I was trying to explain that the other day.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know. I didn't know what that was. Like,
we're built on a swamp.
It, but
yeah, we're built on a swamp. That's why the East Lansing Middle School is sinking because it was built on a swamp. But the fucking. But my point was though, one fire.
Yeah.
One fire? Had it been one exponential point worse, would that have actually caused everyone to lose heat? One fire? One fire at one building could have caused the entire state to lose heat on the coldest night. What? Like, to me, that illustrates how close we actually are to stick in mud huts. You know what I mean? We feel like we have all this infrastructure, but one fire could have caused many, many deaths.
Yeah.
Like hundreds overnight.
I didn't really think about that.
That blew my mind. They were like, one fire. I was like, this is all because of one fire in one building? We are not that far. We are not as far as I thought we were. Why doesn't every single house have a solar panel electric thing that does all of this for us? Why are we all connected to this one building that if one fire happens, we're all fucked? This makes no sense.
Were they talking about like consumer stuff or was it like...
Yeah, it was consumers, Now, what I will say also is that a very similar event but worse happened in 2014. The reason why it was worse is because this past week the cold air came, but there was only like maybe a foot or so of snow to go with it. Not that big of a deal.
And it was kind of light too. So
and it was it wasn't heavy snow at all. In 2014 we had feet and feet of thick wet snow that overnight froze. And that caused immense issues because everything was already weighed down, and then it froze, like literally, like Mr. Freeze had his freeze gun and froze everything.
Yeah. It's cool to look at, but
terrifying.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people did die, and a lot of people lost power.
Yeah.
Most of Lansing lost power.
Yeah, I think I lost it for like 2 days. I'd say
2 days, and that was over Christmas in 2014. I think that happened like the night before Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
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 Because
right.
Preston and I were together out at his parents' house in Sinclair Shores, near Sinclair Shores. And the storm didn't go that far. So him and I were out in his car at like 1 or 2 a.m. listening to an episode of Coast to Coast AM, smoking a bowl in his fucking car, fucking in jeans and T-shirts because it was like 40 degrees outside. And we're both sitting there listening to the episode, looking on our phones on Facebook. You posted, I just heard trees snapping outside and shit like that. And I'm like, Preston, what the fuck is going on? Are you seeing this?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on in Lansing right now? He's like, I don't know, but it's happening in Flint too. And then we drove back the next day. We're driving along I-69. Everything's fine. And then we literally, like, I was looking out the window and I felt the car shake. And I looked over at Preston and I looked out the window. Everything one moment was green and the next moment white and ice. It was literally a wall.
Yeah.
And we hit the wall.
That's crazy.
Where it stopped. And we just kept going through it. And then we saw what everyone was talking about. And it was fucking a nightmare.
Yeah.
It was literally a nightmare. But here's why I wanted to bring that up. Because when that happened, our fucking psychotic horse shit piece of fucking dirt governor, Rick Snyder, that happened, and he did nothing afterwards about it. There was no plan to ensure this never happens again. There was no looking into why did everyone lose power. There was nothing. There was nothing. Almost every day since last Wednesday, and that fire happened, our new governor that just got inaugurated in January, Gretchen Whitmer, has been holding press conferences and being extraordinarily transparent about every step of her plan to ensure this never happens again in this state.
That's all we need.
That lights a fire under me.
Yeah.
Like, in honesty. Like, that lights a fire.
No pun intended.
When we go from a governor who literally poisoned an entire city, including members of my own family, to a governor that seems to actually be giving a shit, not only today. Earlier today, she held a press conference about making sure that never happens again and talking about the Flint water crisis and what we're fucking finally going to do about it. Because nothing's been done, ever. So, and they still don't have clean water. So, I'm maybe I'm being naive, but I have a little bit of hope right now. Just saying.
I don't know. All I remember from the ice storm is I was asleep. And as you would be, middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, right?
as it were. And I woke up. I woke up to the sound of what I can only compare to as like I could have swore in the second that I woke up that like a plane had landed on my house or like a car had crashed through like the front room.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was that loud.
What did you hear?
It was just like I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You've seen it. We got that big tree that's out front.
Yeah.
It's like gigantic.
Did it fall on your house?
It didn't fall. Well, not the whole thing, but a good majority of like the bigger branches and stuff. And like there was a point where the ice was so heavy on it that it just snapped like a big fucking limb, and it just landed on top of our house. But like all I could hear was like the snapping of it, and then like I don't know, I just like heard the whole thing, but like I couldn't make sense of it because it like woke me up or whatever. So like I thought like, holy shit, like somebody just drove through the front. Like I didn't know what to think or whatever. And then I saw like kind of woke up and saw what happened and stuff, and I was like, dude.
Did it come through the inside of the house?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay. That's
yeah,
good.
that was
Holy shit.
But at the time, I was like, what?
Holy shit.
Yeah, like
That's fucking
yeah,
crazy.
I think I like snapped awake and like ran out of my room because I like heard, you know, like I don't know, like at the time, you know, we all lived at the same house and stuff, and I just heard them talking and like kind of yelling and stuff. So like I didn't know what was going on. I just woke up and just heard this sound of like like it could have been lightning, but it was like way too close. Like I guess that was good. You know, that's a good way to explain it. Like, you know how when like lightning snaps a tree?
Okay, yeah.
That was kind of what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh man.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That is fucking crazy.
But I will say that with that, I don't know. It was cool to just kind of walk around and see it.
I mean,
despite freezing and
yeah.
like, you know, everything that could have happened, like just I don't know, just one of those, you know.
It is kind of a natural wonder.
Yeah.
For sure. Especially since the next day was so like calm and
Yeah.
not storming, and the sun was even out a little bit, and you know, it wasn't super gloomy and stuff. Everything was just frozen and glistening.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what me and Preston saw on the drive back.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That's a storm I'll never forget. That's how big of an impact that one had, and I don't think I'll ever forget the one of 2019 that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because of how big, and it just, you know, just I'm sure the same way a lot of people probably felt out in California during the wildfires this year. Just how it gives you an insight of how like kind of vulnerable we are and weak the infrastructures actually are when strained and tested.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a trip. It's a fucking trip. I don't know. And what's crazy is in college I learned I had an environmental class where we discussed global warming and the effects, and part of the what we talked about in class at least was the fact that during in our lifetime, over the course of the next 100 years, we will see Michigan turn into a more temperate climate, meaning more like Georgia. So we'll pretty much lose our winter as we know it, at least. Which to me, I'm like, yes. I'm like, that's fantastic. That sounds great. Bring it on, global warming. And then but then I actually just read another report last week that said that it didn't reference that at all. But what it did say was that the reason why this extreme cold air keeps dipping down as low as it is into the upper Midwest is because of the ice melting. Also because of the global warming.
Yeah.
So my thinking, if I'm combining those two thoughts, my thinking is we will eventually lose winter as we know it, but every January we will have 1 week of death. Because it'll dip down for a week just like it just did, just like it has been every other time. But the rest of it will be more like it is right now in 40 and 50 degrees. Is my thinking of what it's possible that the future of the climate of Michigan might look like.
Yeah. It's funny you said, because I don't know. I know we've talked about it before, but I've definitely noticed a change in just how winter is around here, especially because I remember, you know, when I was, because we had before I moved to the house I'm at now, we had another one that was it was a little bit older, I guess, but like I remember a time when I was probably like 5 or 6 or whatever, where we had a pretty good sized snowstorm, and I just remember like opening the door and just seeing like the snow drifts had like basically like covered up half the door.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And like I think we still have video of it. I'll have
That's
to see
crazy.
if I can, but yeah, like, and like having to, I don't know, just kind of like for fun or whatever, like, you know, like kid stuff or whatever, just hanging out outside after it's all kind of done and stuff. And
you dig through it, you make tunnels and shit.
Yeah, but like, you know, it was almost to the point where like I couldn't walk through it. I had to like roll kind of. But like, yeah, I don't know, I just remember like stuff like that, and now it just seems like that doesn't happen anymore. Like,
I also remember distinct seasons.
Yeah.
I remember a distinct like a very hard, like winter, fall, spring, summer.
Oh yeah.
Now these things all seem to be really blended. We're
Mhm.
getting 70, 80 degree temperatures in the middle of fall, and we're getting snow in April. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's definitely been changes just in our fucking lifetime.
Mhm.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Fucking crazy.
I remember like, spring and fall even being more like spread out, like
Pronounced.
actual,
Yeah, spread out. Yeah, like
yeah.
fall actually went all the way until Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
You know? It's crazy. It's fucking weird. I don't even know. I don't know what that is.
No.
I don't know. It's bizarre. It's difficult, yeah, when we have experiences like going from -40 to fucking 50.
Dude, it's been messing with me the last couple days.
Oh yeah, I've been like real tired and shit, like real weird, like yeah. It's fucked. It's annoying for sure. But I just wanted to mention that whole scenario and just how it blew my mind that fucking how it exposed the weakness of the infrastructure that we really have, and I think it's fascinating. But did you know that the 70,000 tons of metal cruise just happened?
Yeah, I saw that.
Even because ever since I got into Dahlia lately, I followed everyone on Instagram, and all their stories were on the 70,000 tons of
They
metal.
played at
cruise.
like 3 a.m.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it's fucking insane.
Yeah,
Oh my god, we have to do that one day.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Do that one day.
I'm not eating the catering though.
Yeah, probably not. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
That we have to go to that, and we have to go to Vakken.
Yeah.
Those are the two meccas. I don't even ever want. Like, I have zero interest in ever going on a cruise. I think they're kind of gross. But
Yeah.
but there are so few places that gather so many metalheads in one spot. That makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Because it's such a unique experience for our subculture to even have. It's so rare. With how big metal is, it's so rare that there's anything like that exists. You know,
Yeah.
especially anywhere near the United States. Yeah, I thought that was cool though that just happens going on, and it made me smile seeing all those videos and everything. How cool would that be to like see? Because that's the thing is all the bands are on the boat the whole time with you, so they're just walking around chilling. Like you can get drunk with Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
There's a lot of bands on that too.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's the lineup is enormous every
Yeah.
time. You know who else is doing a cruise next month? Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
Yep. They got like Doug Benson and Tom Green.
Oh,
and
dude.
they tried to get Sebastian Bach, but he's actually on another rock cruise the same week, so
Oh.
Sebastian Bach won't be there. But yeah, I think Alex Lifeson might be there. I'm not sure. But yeah, like.
Dude, it's funny you brought them up. It doesn't have anything to do with. Well, I guess it kind of does, but that show I'm watching, the Goldbergs. You ever watch that?
Oh, I've never actually watched it, but I have this weird appreciation for it because I like every actor that's on it. I know all the actors that are on it. That and Kevin Smith has directed a few episodes.
So, I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's a few episodes that have been directed by Kevin Smith, so I have an appreciation for it.
It's actually really funny. Like there's a couple episodes that got me. Like there was basically like the whole kind of why I brought this up was there's a lot of references to Rush.
Hell yeah.
the daughter of the family gets hooked up with this dude that's in is like a Rush cover band.
Oh my
it's
god.
It's called Speed Up, I think, or like something like that, and like
Quick?
I don't know, yeah, speed, yeah, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I don't know, it just got me thinking about that. So, yeah, you should really watch that show because it's
That's funny.
And like, oh yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna bring up. They talk about the what's that thing? thing that happened a long time ago where I can't remember the name of it, but they you pay like $1 and they send you like 12 CDs or something like that.
Oh yeah. My dad, it was like just subscription services and
Yeah.
magazines. Yeah.
They do an episode of that, but the youngest makes like a scam out of it, and like I think it's like 12 for like a penny or something, but he keeps creating these different aliases.
Oh my god.
So like every time it like cuts back to his scene, like it shows him like getting a different box of it with a different, and it like sets up all these different names for it. It's kind of funny. That's something I could definitely see like one of us doing.
Yeah. Wait. You're telling me all I have to do is come up with a name?
Yeah.
And I can get 1 million CDs for like 12 cents?
Yeah.
Done. Especially back then when CDs were actually expensive.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Now they're only $5-10. You can get 1 million of them.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, there's a lot of Rush references to that. Like,
that's awesome. There was one I remember on because on like every once in a while on Fat Man on Batman or Jay and Silent Bob Get Older, Smodcast, Kevin Smith will be like, just got back from work directing an episode of the Goldbergs or Supergirl or Flash.
oh yeah.
And
Let's see which ones he did.
yeah, I know he did one where it was, I think it was like there was like a Batman themed episode where he did one. And I think maybe Adam West was in it. I don't know. But there was a Batman theme episode where I think it might have been a Halloween episode. I don't know. That he did. Pretty cool. And I actually watched, there's one Flash episode that he directed where he and Jason Mewes, Jay, were actually in the episode as security guards. So
yeah.
like Jay and Silent Bob were sort of in it,
Yeah.
like, in a Flash episode.
That's cool.
Yeah. Dude, I cannot fucking wait for Reboot. Oh my god. Dude, Aaron, listen to me. Listen to me. Okay. So according to Kevin Smith's social media, they will be filming Jay and Silent Bob Reboot in New Orleans at the end of February this month, probably. Maybe early March, something like that. Kevin Smith is going to provide all the information needed because there's an ending scene in the film that requires a fucking assload of extras, like a big crowd.
Yeah.
He's going to put out a casting call for anyone that shows up can be an extra.
Yeah.
New Orleans is only 15 hours away, bro. Can you imagine? We could be in a Jay and Silent Bob movie. We could be credited on screen. Our names would be in the credits.
Huh.
Like, all it takes is a drive down there and a hotel room for a few nights. I've got money saved. I can pay. Like, as soon as he puts out that information, if I can find a way to make it work, I'm doing it. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Huh.
Can you imagine?
That'd be sick.
Being directed? We'd be directed by Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
He would tell us what to do, and we would have to do it to be in the movie. That's directing. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's how movies
shit.
happen.
It freaks me out, dude. But that's a once in a lifetimer.
Yeah.
That's you do it or it never happens.
Yeah.
That's one of those moments. And if all it takes is me behind the wheel of a car for 15 hours, I can drive like a motherfucker, bro. I can drive like a motherfucker. That's one of the few things I will brag about. I'm really good at driving. So, I'm just saying, I'm waiting for the information to get posted patiently. We'll see what happens.
Hey.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Oh my god! And I've never been to New Orleans, and everyone that I know that has been there tells me that it would be my favorite place in the United States.
Yeah.
So
I believe that.
I've always wanted to go there. Apparently, all the ghost tours and everything. So I do want to check those out for sure. That'd be cool. I don't even fucking care about Mardi Gras. I just want to go and the history. I want the history. I want the history tours and stuff like that.
I don't know,
honestly.
Plus, it just looks like a cool.
Yeah, the architecture.
The
architecture, and it's so different than anything we have here in Michigan
Yeah.
or in the Midwest. Yeah. Such a different kind of environment. Yeah, I really want to check that place out. One of my cousin Lauren actually lived down there for like a semester or something like that. And she's also one of the ones that said you would never come back. You would stay there. Like it's apparently on that level. So I fucking love barbecue and soul food as much as tacos, and tacos are my favorite food. So yeah. Gumbo, oh my god, dude. I fucking love gumbo so much. It's insane. It's so good. Shrimp and chicken, motherfuckers. God damn. There was this place in Lansing that served, what's it called? It was called the Creole Cajun. They served Cajun cuisine.
Yeah.
Fucking love Cajun food so fucking much.
I haven't had too much of it, but every time I'm like, what?
Whenever you have it and it's actually done right, it's next level.
Yeah.
So fucking good. I love it. Like that restaurant, it still exists, but they turned into something else now, and they don't serve the same food anymore. And I'm like, you guys are fucking morons, idiots. You had some banging ass gumbo that was unheard of in this city. Anyway, keep you posted on that, listeners. On if we maybe will appear in a Jay and Silent fucking Bob movie.
That'd be sick.
Oh my god. Because you don't even understand. Like, there were times that... Alright, dude, Aaron... Preston and I, when we... Like, this hasn't happened recently, but when we were younger and used to, like, go out to Best Buy and look for CDs a lot and stuff like that, there was this one time him and I were standing in Best Buy looking at CDs. A Best Buy clerk walked in front of us, in between us and the CDs we're looking at. And he goes, Jay, Silent Bob, how's it going? And kept walking. Just kept walking. We were just like, what? And then I'm not even fucking kidding you, dude. One time we're sitting at a bar in Frandor. It's not there anymore. Trippers. We're sitting in Trippers. Against the wall. On the far side of the bar from the rest of the room. There's a table of girls on the other side, way on the other side of the room. One of them gets up, comes all the way around the room, all the way up to our table. Only time this has ever happened to us in our lives. And she goes, I just had to come over here. You guys look exactly like Jay and Silent Bob, and I cannot get over it. And I went snoochies. Like,
oh, man.
dude, it's crazy. And then that same day, we stepped outside for a cigarette, and some guy asked us to bum a lighter and said we looked like Jay and Silent Bob. Like, we were like, what is happening right now? Like, we thought a choke was being played on us. It was that crazy. Like,
I mean, it's like, if you ever needed another reason to do it.
I know, right? It's followed us through our whole lives.
Yeah.
Aunt Betty, Preston's mom.
Yeah.
When I saw her on Christmas, she said, I recently watched Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back for the first time. And yeah, you guys do look like them. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I can see it. I can totally see it.
It's insane, dude. It's insane. Like, it's followed us forever. So the opportunity to actually, like, not only meet them, but, like, be on screen potentially with them in a film, that's an opportunity I don't think I can pass up.
Yeah.
I don't think I can pass it up. That's one of those once-in-a-lifetimers that I'm at a point in my life right now where I can just do it. I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do it. Insane! In the membrane. Speaking of which, you know, something that used to... speaking of meeting gods. Speaking of meeting mortal gods. Something that you still need to do, Aaron. So I don't have to do it alone. Is to get your VIP package to Children of Bodom.
Oh, that I thought you were talking about the D. Snyder thing.
D. Snyder 2. Yeah, this coming up weekend. Are you coming? I think we're gonna do it Friday.
Friday?
Preston said.
Okay.
I think that's the day that works for Preston. Hopefully I can get it off too. Yeah. But
we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Astronomicon. I don't even know where it is. somewhere by Detroit. I think Sterling Heights, maybe.
Yeah, I thought I saw Sterling Heights.
I don't even know. But it's gonna have Edward Furlong, Bam Margera.
Like
Pretty solid lineup.
anybody.
Pretty solid lineup.
Yeah.
And D. Snyder,
Yeah.
who I'm specifically going to meet because he is a god.
The guy that the guy that fucking that made all the Goosebumps books, like
R.L. Stein.
Not him.
Oh damn! I was like, he's gonna fucking be there.
Sorry, the guy that did all the Goosebumps artwork.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well,
I read
that's
that.
dope.
Yeah.
Because that's half of what got me to buy those books.
Right.
Just like fucking Cannibal Corpse artwork.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool.
That is sweet. The voice of the Crypt Keeper is gonna be there.
I saw that.
My pretties. Yes. You know what? Speaking of that, let's do another Dogman shot. But yeah, so D. Snyder is going to be there, and that's 100% one of D. Snyder actually just performed in Australia like over the weekend, and there's some fan footage of it, and he played a lot of material off the new album. For the love of metal. And it was good. It sounded so good. I was like, please come to Michigan, D. And he is. He's not performing, but he's coming. And I want to fucking meet him. And I'm going to tell him that his new album was my favorite album of the year.
Did you hear about speaking of the political thing that's going on?
Some dick weasel was using "We're not going to take it" in their campaign without permission. You can go fuck yourself, motherfucker. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
God damn it. I hate it when they fucking do that shit, man.
Yeah.
Like they fucking there's always problems with that during presidential campaigns here.
Mm-hmm.
Like Donald Trump tried to use a bunch of people's shit and they all got mad.
Yeah.
Don't use their shit. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, if you're making money, you can't use copyrighted material.
Yeah.
Period. You can if you're not making money, but they were all making money.
Oh yeah.
So fuck off.
Yeah.
Like fuck off. Speaking of which, I think I figured out. I haven't figured it all out entirely, but I figured out what's going on with the podcasts, at least in terms of like us being able, like while we're watching something for our listeners to hear it or a song or something like that. Illegal on YouTube, everywhere else at the moment, fair game.
Mm.
So I just, but the thing is, I don't know how to make what I upload on YouTube different than everywhere else. I don't know how they do that. I have no idea. So that's the thing I need to figure out. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
YouTube is weird right now anyway.
Super weird. Bunch of kind of fucking weird. But at the same time, you know, at the same time, I kind of feel like in a lot of ways they're being idiots by just like kind of going along with the whole social justice warrior censorship thing, which I am a firm... No, censorship should never exist. Look, we're metalheads here, all right? We've lived through people trying to shut us down because of the art that the people that we love create.
No.
We've had people try to say AC/DC's too sexual, Twisted Sister's too violent, Cannibal Corpse nobody should listen to and it's garbage music. You go, fuck yourself. Fuck yourself. If you try to censor heavy metal or any music or any art, period, you can go fuck yourself. It should never happen. But having said that, you know, like the fucking, all this fucking shit, you know, they're being dumb about it. A lot of like the banning of things, I think, especially because it seems like they're banning things that are popular while allowing less popular but far more vile shit to exist. I don't agree with that. However, I also feel like it's the Wild West and they're just trying to they don't know what they're doing just as much as any of us. You know what I mean? Like we're looking to them as if they're supposed to know what's good and bad. No. Like they are going based off of the reactions on social media and the things that the public, the vocal minority is expressing. So yeah, you know, it's one of those things. It's Joe Rogan just had the creator of Twitter on. And
oh shit! Really?
Yeah, it was a fantastic episode.
I bet
it got a lot of backlash.
I bet
lots of controversy because they didn't go in deep. The listeners felt they didn't go deep enough into Twitter banning people and censorship and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, when I listened, when I heard that episode, look, the people that got mad, I feel like, well, there was one comment I read that was relatively actually kind of founded, because they were like, I don't feel like you went as hard at this guy as you did like Ben Shapiro. Okay, that is a founded reaction. Like, maybe Joe Rogan, it definitely felt like a relaxed conversation. That's why I liked the episode. That's why I love Joe Rogan, because all of them are relaxed conversations. These are not interviews. He's not an investigative reporter. He's a comedian, and I just want to hear him talk to people. That's it. That's all I'm looking for.
That's what keeps me watching.
That's what keeps me watching. 100%. So that's what I got. But people wanted him to be an investigative reporter and go hard at him.
I could, yeah.
And
I
feel like that could be somewhat founded. I didn't feel that way, but I understand where they're coming from. As long as they keep in mind, he is not an investigative reporter. He's a comedian, and he's a brilliant one. Like, cool it. All right? A little bit, but I understand where you're coming from. And today, Joe Rogan posted that guy agreed to come back on very, very soon. And they're going to have another one, and Joe Rogan's going to look deeper into the things that people talked about. He made that post saying, I'll read the comments that you make. Tell me what you want me to ask him about, because I get what you're saying. Yeah. And we'll do it. We'll do it again, and we'll do it soon. And that's another thing that I love about Joe fucking Rogan. Like, it was great. So, and I feel like if he were to have the people on YouTube or whatever on there, it'd be a similar. They're just trying to fucking keep up with the chaos that we're creating. The vocal minority, not us, but the vocal minority are creating. And it's one of those things.
I'd be really interested to hear him talk to or just really any like solid like podcast or anything like that. Just any like big like CEOs of like YouTube or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting. And him being on Twitter, being the biggest social media thing. I mean, apparently Facebook is still bigger in some places, but it's them and Facebook.
Yeah.
So, and Twitter, the founder of Twitter, was one of the first and one of the biggest investors into Instagram. So he also supports Instagram. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
They were both working for this. The two guys were. Twitter was called something else in the beginning, and they were this guy and the guy that invented Instagram were both working on that thing that eventually became Twitter, and then that guy created Instagram. So, and I love Instagram the best. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah.
So by far.
What
got me hooked was the glass shop and the fact that that's how the glass artists sell their work and promote their work. If you want to see wonderful glass artwork, Instagram is the place to see it. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
And then finding the bands and everything else.
It's just like, I don't know. Like, to me, I've kind of fallen out of it with Facebook just because they've got a lot of,
the reason why I don't I'm not big on I do a lot of I share a lot of shit on Facebook constantly, because I do it for me though, because I do it so I have it all on my page if I ever want to come back and find it.
Yeah. That's kind of what I started doing.
But the reason why I'm not on Twitter and the reason why I don't regularly actually make real posts on Facebook is I don't have any interest. I don't have any interest in telling people what I'm doing or what I'm thinking at any given moment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not.
Yeah.
I was when I was little, when I was a kid, and when I was 18 years old, and these things were all being invented, and I had MySpace and Facebook accounts. Yeah, when I look back on this day, I go, oh my God, I was an angry child. But
I try not to do that.
I never look at it. Sometimes it just forces me to, though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I was so mad.
I
was so mad about everything.
You ever like write some like, or like take some like lyric or something and think like, how did nobody like?
That's exactly what I'm talking.
How did I not get flagged for this or something?
Why am I not in jail? How did the FBI not come to my house?
Yeah.
I'm talking about murdering. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit. The noose awaits your swinging as a blade of malice cuts the rope. I posted that multiple times.
Yeah.
That is a Lamb of God lyric.
I'm pretty sure the what was it? You are the cause, I am the effect. Creating hatred, a noose for your neck. I'm pretty sure I posted that once or twice. Back. And I'm fairly certain if I remember you commented on it about something.
I probably continued the lyric.
You might have, yeah. I think that's actually what happened.
Oh my God.
And
yeah, that's my point.
And like, if you want to talk about MySpace, that's a whole other like. But I think
I'm glad it's gone, and I do not have access. And it's just I don't think it. I think MySpace deleted all the old accounts.
Yeah.
So
it does exist, but they like revamped it and stuff. And I think that like, cause I can't like if I were to try. Well, for one, whatever I use to log into it is far like
gone.
Yeah.
Mine was a Yahoo email, bro.
Mine might have been like a cable speed something.
Jeez,
or
AOL.
like, yeah. But like, yeah. That's well, and that was kind of at a time where like nobody really knew what was going on. There was no like
wild west. Yeah, that was the first. It was Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, we had no idea what that thing was. Nobody had any idea what it would become today.
Yeah. Twitter to me is. I just don't use it.
I just I don't have those. I don't just have a thought and want to put it. You know what I mean? Like I don't fucking nah.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I would rather post a picture or a concert event or a cool trailer, you know what I mean? And I know you can do all that on Twitter probably, but that's all my Twitter would be. It would be just like my Facebook. It would be identical.
Yeah.
It'd be identical.
Yeah.
So.
I just.
It makes no difference.
Just one more thing to.
I do agree that if you look at it from the artistic standpoint of a comedian, it is a cool way to learn how to write a joke in like 140 characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
So you have to set up and punchline in there and make people laugh with that. Like that's it. I could see them using that as a tool. And Joe Rogan has talked about that before. I think that aspect of it is cool, but it's not, I'm not a comedian, so sadly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's weird. It's crazy. I actually love social media, for the record. Like I'll bitch and moan about it all the time, but
all kind of like they've all got their uses, and it kind of just depends on how you.
Exactly. It's Spider-Man. It's great power and great responsibility. It's Spider-Man.
In a sense, yeah.
And it's how you use it, and the way I use it is, positive. I try to be as positive, and it's not that I try to. I try to avoid, even though it's almost unavoidable. I try to avoid cognitive dissonance in the sense that I don't unpurposely avoid people that I disagree with. Like I have just because someone has a disagreeing opinion with me, I have no issue with that at all. Like I think that's a good thing. I like that, but as soon as it gets vile, as soon as it crosses that line where they're essentially trolling, then I have a problem with it. Now you're just putting something up there to make people pissed off and say something. You will get off from people getting pissed off. And I'm not playing that fucking game. That's a sociopath. That's fucking you playing games. You're playing games, girl. You're playing fucking games. Mostly guys do it, for the record. You're playing games, boy. Like I don't play that game. I don't play that. So fuck that. I'm not gonna get pissed off from your stupid ass, simple-minded fucking post. No. I'm going to post some heavy metal shit. I'm going to post some fucking Godzilla trailers, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm going to post up some Spider-Man. Fuck you, Bill Maher, for saying people who like comic books are stupid or whatever. Fuck yourself. You're the owner of a baseball team. What the fuck do you call that? Christ's sake. You want people to stop buying jerseys? I don't think so.
I do have a segue, though.
What's the segue?
and it has to do with posting.
I do want to say for the record, Bill Maher could demolish me for saying that.
Yeah.
I absolutely know he could, but I'm just saying I disagree with him on that.
Well,
I agree with him on a lot of other things, but I do disagree with him on that. He said it's impossible for a comic book to be regarded as good literature. Have you never read Frank Miller?
yeah.
Or the guy, I forget his name, but the guy that wrote Watchmen, you know.
There
are things that, granted, I'm not going to lie, most of it is fucking goofy and this and that.
Yeah.
But look, you're stereotyping when you do that. You're casting a broad spectrum that doesn't exist, and it's narrow-minded, is all I'm saying.
No.
But anyway, go on. Sorry.
Well, I was gonna talk about this thing, you know, this
A post, you said?
little banger of a tune we got coming at you.
Oh, you want to talk about Monsterous?
This.
Monsterous. Real quick, let's take this shot.
Oh.
We're going to take the shot to Bog Wraith.
Oh boy. Well, now I have to take it.
Yeah, you do. You're goddamn right, because it's to Bog Wraith. And we're going to take it Letterkenny style. So shoot it and then pop, pop.
All right.
To Bog Wraith.
Hey.
Whoa! Dogman bites. Ow! Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, look up Northern Latitudes Distillery, Michigan Dogman Moonshine. Hey, y'all, if you want to become a sponsor of the podcast, we would love to have you because we will enjoy Michigan Dogman Moonshine as many episodes as you'll have us. We love you. Michigan strong. Aaron is becoming a dog man right now. You have to stand up. It bites. It's strong. It's 50 proof, bro. 50% alcohol. By volume, so 100 proof. Sorry, 100 proof. And I'll read to you the back label here. In the backwoods of northern Michigan, shelter the legends, both the Michigan Dogman and Moonshining. The lore of each is prolific and often intertwined. Within this battle, these legends unite to become reality, created from the finest Michigan wheat. This moonshine embodies the best of what is legendary. Michigan Dogman Moonshine, coming at you from Northern Latitudes Distillery.
So,
And put lead straight into your pencil.
when I took that, I was trying to it's probably gonna be on the road. Fuck it, whatever. It's not like the chasers like down here, so it was still kind of left.
So it went down the wrong pipe, kind of.
No, well, I was I don't know. I could still it was still kind of in my throat a little bit when I was trying to take. So it
It's fucked up. It fucked up.
Yeah.
No worries.
I almost died, but no.
No worries. The dog man almost got you, bro.
Yeah, no shit. That is really fucking good though.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I just
But
I didn't almost die on it, but anyway. Yeah.
Real quick side note before we get into that, I do want to mention we did have a new Children of Bodom single release with a lyric video. The song is called "The Road," and it's amazing. It's one great song.
Yeah, it's really good.
Second single to be released off the upcoming album releasing March 8th called Hexed. Awesome artwork. And you want to know what? Something. We've talked about this before. We've talked about how when bands are in interviews talking about their newest album coming out, they always say the same shit. It's like a football player after a football game. They read from the same script. Oh, it's the heaviest and best thing we've ever done. It's my favorite thing we've ever done. They all say the exact same shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
On these videos that Bodom is coming out with leading up to Hexed, one of them was about songwriting, I think. or something like that, and a question, and Alexi literally sat there and said, normally everybody fucking says that the newest album is the heaviest album and this and that. Honestly, I don't think it's heavier than anything else we've never ever necessarily done. It's like maybe it's a little bit more catchy than what we've normally done. But yeah, I just really like it. I loved making it. He said the new member kind of like lit a new fire under him, and yeah, so it was really refreshing to hear him be like, I recognize the script that everybody else says. That's not how I feel. Yeah. So it, in a sense, made me even more excited, even though they don't seem to be following the curve that a lot of other bands are following and just going as heavy as you can. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because they've done that many times before. I'm okay with them just having some fucking fun and getting catchy and rocking the fuck out, giving me some great fucking music to headbang to.
Yeah. Well, it does definitely feel like it's more of just like a fun, like, for them, it seems like. Because, I mean, they've, like, how long they've been around?
99, 8. I think Something Wild was their first album, and that came out in like 99, 8, maybe 7. I know Are You Dead Yet was 05, and I think that's the same year as Ashes.
Yeah, Something Wild is 98.
98, okay.
So, yeah.
So they've been around for 20 years.
Yeah.
21 years now.
So for a band like that to come out and just to still be putting out, consistent.
The last tour we saw them was their 20th anniversary tour.
Yeah.
20 Years Down and Dirty tour.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. I just remembered it says that on my t-shirt.
That was a sick tour.
Oh, so good. So good.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of that. Honestly, like, they're one of those bands that, like, I could pretty much put on anything from them and, like, just let it play, really. Because they have so much stuff, and, like, so much of it is, like, you can... it's the only... Well, one of the good examples of, like, it's not... They don't change it too much. Like, they might do some different stuff, but they might, like, they might add, like... Because I think, what was it, like, the last album and the album before that, they had, like, a slower kind of song.
Yeah, the last album.
Yeah, but it wasn't like...
Or no, it was Winter Kills. It was 2 albums ago that had the slower song. Yeah.
That was Devil Driver, but that's...
No, what's their winter one then?
Halo
of Blood.
Yeah,
Halo of Blood, sorry. Halo of Blood.
I can see the title.
Oh my god, it is behind me.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, that was different for them, but it wasn't really super, like, I don't know, like, out of place.
He definitely, like...
I guess what I'm trying to say is like
yes.
they've always put out stuff that, like, even though it's a little bit different from time to time, it's still like the core of the band. Like,
to me, I agree. There's not a single miss in their catalog.
Yeah.
There is no moment where Children of Bodom went disco. Mm. There's no moment where they went new metal. They have always been Finnish death metal, essentially.
Yeah.
Finnish melodic death metal.
Yeah.
And it's been consistent, but varied enough to keep you interested.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like Are You Dead Yet? But yet that's the album.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when I actually sit down, like, it's in terms of perfect albums. For me, personally, in my opinion, there's like Appetite for Destruction, Ashes of the Wake, Are You Dead Yet are all on that list. Yeah. If I were to make a top 10, they would be on it without question.
I put like Hate Crew up there for them too.
But it's absolutely, but it's a different. It could be said that Are You Dead Yet is their first more traditional album in terms of like a traditional style.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whereas all the other ones were shorter but much longer songs, more early Metallica style almost. Yeah. Like 6 songs but like 10 to 10 minutes long each. But yeah, absolutely. There's not a single fucking Hate Crew death, even something. I think their first album had Lake Bodom on it, I think. Like God damn. Oh my god, that riff drives you crazy. I love that shit so much. Oh my god. Yeah, and they played that. I actually saw them play that for one of the first times ever in the United States at the intersection. I think on the where it was either on the Halo of Blood or Relentless Reckless Forever tour. But honestly, yeah, like I've seen them on every tour since Blood Drunk. Every time they've come to Michigan since the release of Blood Drunk, I've seen them, including the release of Blood Drunk. That was the first time I saw them. Was at Clutch Cargo's with the Black Dahlia Murder opening in Pontiac, Michigan, on tour with Blood Drunk, and Dahlia at the time would have been touring Nocturnal or the one after.
Really?
Either Nocturnal or the one after. Yeah. And yeah, fucking, it was one of the best shows I've ever seen. Fucking Christ. So yeah, like Hellhounds on My Trail, Blood, like that album is even fucking incredible.
That was one of the first ones that I got into.
Yeah.
Like seriously started, like I think that was one of the first full albums I got from him.
Mm-hmm. But Are You Dead Yet was my first one, and then that one was my next, and then I went to Hate Breeders. I love Hate Breeders, the green one. And then I went to all the other ones like Hate Crow. One of my favorite ones is their live album, Live at Stockholm.
Yeah, I was just listening to that the other day.
The live version of Hate Crew Death Roll is my favorite version. Love that. Love that shit. With the Hate Crew, we stand and we will fall. Oh my God. If that doesn't make your hair stand up, you are not my friend. In the words of Jamie Josta, if you're not hair whipping, you're not my friend. Oh my God.
Don't be around me.
Don't be around me. Don't do it. Chaos. Oh, my God. So, anyway, I wanted to mention Children of Bodom, new song, The Road. Check it out. Check out the lyric video. It's an awesome lyric video. And
yeah, it's cool. I haven't really seen anything like that, really.
Right? And they will be in Detroit. We will be in attendance in March, sometime in March. 18th or something like that. It's a Monday. It's like Monday, March 18th, I think. It's actually like 4 days before the Aborted concert.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So, because the Aborted concert's on a Thursday, that one's on a Monday of the same week. And
did you get tickets for that? Yeah.
No, but I think I'm gonna tomorrow.
Yeah.
Honestly, because the only reason I hadn't yet is because so it's that Monday is Children of Bodom, that Thursday is Aborted, that Friday is Cradle of Filth. And I was waiting to see what was going to happen with the Cradle of Filth. And then you know what? Preston told me, he said, he's like, remember when... So for me, the only concert I've ever left early because I was bored and didn't think it was good was Vince Neil. I was like, oh. And it was but it was also at Freedom Hill, which is the worst venue in the state, so that might have had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Preston said another one that he left early was Cradle of Filth. He said it was boring. He was like, they didn't really have any stage show.
Mm-hmm. Wow, really?
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, what? So that made me go, and then nobody else really seems to want to go. You have the ticket for Aborted, right? You bought that already?
I didn't. But
you didn't?
No, that's what I was asking.
Well, then we might as well.
Do it right now.
We might as well. So I'll go to that. Because those are the only two shows in the entire month of March. And then the next one after that is Hatebreed at Harpo's.
Oh, really?
Yep. And then later that same in April, Friday night, there's a Friday night that's the Whitechapel show, and then a Saturday night that's the Buckethead show.
Oh, Jesus.
Back to back, baby. But Buckethead isn't going to be crazy.
That should be cool.
So it'd be easy. It'd be easy to go to the crazy show one night and then a calm show the next night. That's easy. That's nothing.
That'd be cool.
So as long as you know, as soon as other people are getting tickets with me and I'm not going alone, then I'm getting tickets to all of them as many as I can, absolutely, because I want to see all of this shit. But what I want to see even more is Bog Wraith open up for Guar at the Superbowl halftime.
Jesus. With that I need that kind of pressure in my life.
Speaking of Bog Wraith, oh shit, guys, guess what? Hey, listeners, I'm gonna tell you a secret. In a minute.
So
go on, Aaron.
So I'm gonna need you to listen up, listen close, and listen carefully. Because we, no. I don't know where I was going with that. It's kind of, yeah. But basically, yeah, Wednesday, 12 a.m.
It's been announced.
We got
Social media.
New song, new lyric video coming at you. It's called Monsterous.
Monsterous.
We're for, I guess right now as it stands, we're just at a point where we're just writing, and we've had this one for a little while. Kind of tossing around the idea of doing like a single idea, just because we put out Omen last year already, and
Of course.
yeah, and
There was a CD release episode.
oh yeah, there was, yeah. So yeah, I mean, we kind of just been not necessarily like taking it easy, I guess, but like just kind of getting things in order and stuff, and trying to figure out
Get your ducks in a row.
yeah, trying to figure out like what the next step is and stuff. And so for the time being, I think we're just gonna put out this single and then work on some other stuff, and hopefully there was talk of, I don't know I don't know. We've been gearing up to hopefully put out another EP sometime this year. It's not like we're still writing for it right now, and I'm not really sure as far as like how much I even want to like get out. But basically, like, yeah. So
That's enough. That's all you have to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's like right now, kind of what it's looking like is we're just we'll put out this, and then we're gonna keep working on writing stuff, and put out stuff periodically, and then hopefully towards like summer, maybe like fall-ish, we'll have something new.
So something to look forward to
Yeah.
in a big, bad way. Because here's the secret I want to tell you, listeners. This lyric video and this song that you have to wait till Wednesday for, I've already heard. And oh my God! Oh my God! It's
alright. It's alright.
It's so fucking good. It's
It
such
is-
a banger. It's a riff beast. Do not be near me.
I will say that it is our longest to date.
And I love that. Based on hearing it, what I felt was it's different than anything that you guys have normally done. It feels like a very different style of songwriting than you normally do, is what it feels like. And I fucking adored it. I fucking loved every second of it. Like, it's so brutal.
There's a lot of like, honestly, like, 'cause like when we were first like putting the idea and stuff together, and we were first trying to put stuff just in place, just kind of seeing what works. Like I initially was like, I don't know, like, and like I think that's something that every musician, like band, songwriter, whatever,
Absolutely.
starts out feeling like, 'cause you're never really sure what the finished product is gonna be like and stuff, and then 'cause I like, honestly, it took me until like we were all in the room and stuff, kind of hearing like what we had and stuff, and I kind of like started taking shape in my head or whatever, and I was like, all right, this is gonna be this probably be pretty cool and stuff, and I was a little hesitant on the 6 minute, because it is like 6 minutes and like, I don't know, a couple seconds.
It's
or whatever,
a long
but,
song.
like, yeah, but I don't know. I feel like throughout there's enough happening.
Look.
to,
Think about
maybe I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying not to be like, yeah, it's the shit. Like,
it.
I'm really fucking.
You should, because it is.
I am really happy with how it turned out, and I hope that I don't know. I hope that it comes across.
Think about a lot of the albums that you and I had on our top 15 albums of 2018 list. Think about what's going on right now. Like, fucking, it's a lot of the bands that you and I seem to be attracted to, like the Black Dahlia Murder, Revocation, things like, I guess maybe not so much Dahlia, but Revocation, Necrophobic, Hate Eternal,
Mhm.
Tribulation, even a little bit, not as much, but a little bit. A lot of them are doing like the longer song structure. Aborted
Oh yeah.
is doing Thy Art Is Murder a little bit, is doing like the longer song structure. Battlecross even dabbled in that a little bit. Hopefully
true.
they're working on new material. Yeah, like it seems to be something that, you know, I guess I understand why certain bands might not be into it, because it's not as like easily digestible for the common listener.
Yeah.
But for the listeners that want the non-common listener, the ones that want the blood and guts and the fucking the meat and the marrow and the bone, you know what I mean? We want the fucking meat of the song and the craftsmanship to come out. That's following suit with what how Metallica started, with the 6-minute long 5-song albums. You know what I mean? I feel like it allows for more musicianship to happen between all of the musicians participating in the song.
Yeah.
I like the longer songs personally. So I also love a quick 3-minute banger. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying anything, but I love the fucking the 6-minute long songs that keep me headbanging the entire 6 minutes, which is what Monsterous does without question.
Oh yeah.
So
I don't know. I just like it's. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I had somewhere I was gonna go. Basically, like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know, proud of it, I guess.
you should be.
I'm proud of the fact that, like, you know, and like the symbols and stuff and all of the like the imagery that I think we're starting to add into things is really something that from the start I've been pushing for, and I can only hope that moving forward that we kind of
you have
add
the
to
new
that.
logo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because there are some reoccurring things that you might see in it, like there's, and you know, some things that we've been posting about. You know, I it's hard for me to come out here and like speak for all of the band sometimes, but like, yeah, but I don't know, I just like, to me it's
And well, pause real quick, because they all have open-ended invitations to be on here whenever they want. So you know what? Go ahead and speak for all of them.
No, I just like I can't. I don't know.
I love you
not
guys.
that,
I'm just kidding. Giving you a hard time.
Not that kind of person, really. I guess I don't know. Like, it's hard for me too, because like when we're doing this stuff, like I always try to come off as, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't want to like be too like braggy or whatever. Like, you know,
Dude, with this one, you have every right. I'm telling you, from a fan's perspective. Like, I think this song is gonna catch. I really do.
Yeah,
it's so fucking good, and it's groovy.
Yeah,
it's groovy. It's got a little that main riff that's consistent through the whole song is just.
Yeah.
You want more.
It's the first. Well, I'm probably like I'll walk away from this and think of like 2 songs that we've done it on, but like it's the first one that I can recall that we've had like a reoccurring kind of chorus, kind of. It's a hook, I'd say. It's more of a hook.
It's like what Black Dahlia does, kind of. They don't really have choruses, but they have like multi-repeating lines.
Yeah.
Like a chorus is short and like confined and specific.
Yeah. It's the same music and stuff.
It's like when you have a song with a specific chorus. It's like there's an intro, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, kind of a structure.
Yeah.
And it all kind of moves in that pattern. But you guys, Dahlia, these new metal bands have found a way to create the same sort of feeling, kind of the hookiness, have the same sort of hookiness that keeps you intrigued and keeps your head moving, makes you love the song and remember the song, without following that structure.
Yeah.
The hook will be like an entire paragraph almost in some Black Dahlia cases, and things like that. You know what I mean? So, and it's similar with this Monsterous. And I like that. It's a new style of songwriting that's starting to catch, and I've never really experienced that before. I sat down with the Dahlia albums and read the lyrics and everything, and I really started to get an understanding for that and instantly fell in love with it because it's a way to make the song move in a different way. That once you understand it, it moves in a way that's just different. It's hard to explain, but it's just, and it keeps it. It's a way of keeping it as heavy as Cannibal, but like as hooky as Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
In a sense, and it's just genius, and I fucking love it. Like, I don't know how else to describe it at the moment.
I've always thought for the longest time that, like, you know, because I think, and that, like, I don't know, like I'm sure we've had reoccurring parts and sections and stuff, but like in terms of like music, like in terms of like the core,
you never had anything quite like this.
Yeah.
Not. I think you're accurate in your statement.
Because I know musically we've had some reoccurring stuff, but as far as lyrics and stuff and things that you can like grab from it, like from your first couple of like listens of it, I think it's one of the first ones that we've had anything that's been like, you know, and it's not even, I wouldn't even really call it a chorus. I just call it a section that like happens a second time, I guess, but it's the most like prominent part of it.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I don't know. I just like really. I just, you know, because we took a lot of the end of the year last year to really kind of reflect on sort of what we're doing, and you know, I think now that we've sort of worked through all of that and just like the, you know, getting past like the first part of the year and stuff, I think we're on the right track to just put out more cool stuff this year, and we've got if you've been following our like Instagram and our Facebook and stuff, we've got a lyric or not now, well, on top of the lyric video we've got a guitar playthrough that's coming as well, so that's kind of cool.
That's right. And I was actually going to ask you about that. Are you doing a playthrough?
So here's I'd like to and like, I mean,
because
you know,
motherfuckers,
yeah,
hang on,
okay,
hang on, you motherfuckers, you Bog Wraith and Recorruptor, anyone that follows you motherfuckers on Instagram and actually pays attention to the story like my sorry ass does, all right, y'all posting videos of the playthrough without sound. I'm clicking on it like, where's the fucking sound? And then it'll switch to the next one, and then Bert Kreischer's talking, and they're like, well, so I know the sound's working. Do these motherfuckers just not have sound? Dick.
Hey, man, it works, doesn't it?
It works like a motherfucker, and I'll give you that. It's got me addicted and looking forward to it. Looking for it.
I can't tell you how it, like, dude, Slipknot's a perfect example of that.
Oh my god, I know.
That
bullshit they posted earlier today of Corey, the quote unquote behind the scenes of Corey getting the new mask made. It was literally just him sitting in a makeup chair with two makeup artists around his head.
Well,
I was like, you dick!
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, in that same sense, like, they're the same about it. Like,
yeah,
everything they post is super, like,
cryptic.
Yeah. Until actually, like, even, you know, I mean, we talked about it, but even, like, the people in the video didn't even know what was happening. And that's, like...
For their new video, yeah.
So, I don't know, it's just, like... To me, that's just like the end. Like, honestly, like, it doesn't get old seeing that kind of reception to it.
And it shouldn't. And you know what it is too? It's kind of like the new way of having Kiss makeup. It's the only way you can kind of still keep a real mystique.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I follow you. Yeah.
Like, for a long time, no one knew who Kiss was.
Yeah.
Like, until they took off the makeup, no one knew Gene Simmons was Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
They didn't know the demon was Gene Simmons. No one knew that name.
Yeah.
No one. And while that's extraordinarily hard to do, the last band to really pull it off was Slipknot.
Mm-hmm.
almost impossible. It'd be real hard to do today.
Mhm.
Like, everyone in the band would have to delete all their social media
Yeah.
and not be on social media anymore at all.
We
Like, that's the only way to really do it now.
yeah.
But
In terms of keeping like complete
identities anonymous.
we
If you had masks or makeup.
yeah, that's yeah. I mean, I guess if you're a touring
But if that's not what you're going for, and you still want to keep some sort of, mystique and keep people interested in things like that, this is a good way to do it.
yeah.
Post cryptic messages and post videos of people playing things without sound and things like that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what? I want to hear that.
It's just like we've kind of just done that more or less just to let everyone know that, like, we're still doing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because admittedly we're pretty quiet towards the end of the year and stuff, and that was for a variety of reasons. That wasn't necessarily just through we all just kind of had different stuff going on.
Right.
So
Yeah. It happens.
yeah, but I mean, really, like this year, I just and the cool part about it, and we were even talking about it, like when I was showing you, like, just the early, like, takes of it and the early, parts of it. It's like this one isn't going to sound like the next song. It isn't going to sound like the, and like that's what's actually really exciting to me right now, because I don't really see like I see the songs as they are, but as far as like in the scope of what we're trying to go for and like just the overall idea of the next one, like we have a couple different like topics and things that we want to get across and lyrically and stuff, but as far as like musically and like it's toss up, man, and like that's what keeps it exciting to me.
Absolutely.
Like,
and it should.
yeah, like even standing in the room and stuff while we're kind of hashing stuff out is really like it's just cool. It's something that like it proves to me that like I still want to do it, I guess.
Oh yeah.
And like and that's something that I definitely look for. And
and I get that because of this podcast right here. Like it's not every day is as easy as the last day to be as excited and forward thinking about it and not pessimistic.
Mm-hmm. That's something I struggle with a lot.
Yeah, it's not easy to keep that up every single day.
Wow.
So to continue to have things that keep that kind of those juices flowing is extremely important and very beneficial, for sure.
And it's sometimes it's hard to see the the end goal when you're still kind of like. And I don't know. I'm talking about this like I have it all figured out or whatever. But
well, no, we don't have it figured out. Real clear.
I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's in this same respect, like sometimes it's hard to see like the what it could turn into. What
the point is.
Yeah.
What are we working towards?
Yeah.
Like, are we even working?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Yeah.
But,
so I don't know, and just like things like this, and things like just having thing like so like 2 weeks ago Chase sent me like a riff or something, or like just sent us all like just a guitar profile, and I was like, oh sick, like feel kind of inspired by that, let me add drums to it or whatever, and then like it turned into what we're working on now, and and just like this extra thing, and then
100% sometimes that is all it takes. That's why that's why
sometimes all it takes is me being like, hey, let's do a best of the year album thing, and you're like, all right, well, let's
I'm just glad he did it a month in advance, because god damn it, that was a school research project level shit I went through with that, and it was wonderful. And it's just like we said, we've already discovered mistakes in our list, in our own list.
Grave mistakes.
Grave mistakes.
Yeah.
Grave mistakes. Hate Eternal should have been on there. 1914 should have been on there.
If you
like
haven't,
a motherfucker.
Yeah. I just like.
Explain it all you want. I don't even know how to tell people to search that shit.
it is
like short of you. If you had not sent me that screenshot, I would have never been able to find that.
Yeah, and to me, it was solely the artwork, and it was solely.
Oh, it was like Children of Bodom-esque.
Yeah, it was like it was the artwork, and it was like the coloring of it.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, that like hue, that like
dark brown, brownish,
like tan,
tan almost. Yeah. Skin.
Yeah. But yeah, 1914.
What's the album called? The band's called 1914.
Yeah.
Apparently, I know nothing. We know nothing about them. All we know is they're not from America.
It is called. I'm pretty sure it's called "When the Blind Leads the Blind."
Yes. They are. That's the new album.
Yeah.
They have 2 albums. Only 2 full-length albums.
Yeah. The other one is.
But that one came out in 2018.
Yeah. Well, they've. Oh man.
They have a few like EPs and releases and stuff, but only 2 full lengths.
Yeah.
According to Metal Archives.
And it's man, it's a ride. Like
incredible. It's incredible music.
I have a hard time placing it in like with anything really because it just kind of stands on its own.
I saw one person saying it's the best blackened death metal album of 2018, and if that's the category you're gonna put it in, I agree.
Yeah, I
Flat
mean
out.
it like 1914 that's World War One. So
okay, so that's where the name's coming from. And I noticed that's the thing. It's like even though I don't think they're an American band, there seemed to be like an American like sergeant giving orders at one point or something.
They've got it starts with the war in, which is like it's hard to say. It's like I guess the best way I can describe it is like if you ever watch old war movies and you hear like the songs that are going on, it kind of starts with that and then it moves into this really like just like heavy like down tempo stuff, but it's all based in like World War One. And they've got like these different Hanging on Barbed Wire is, I think it's like a 2-minute interlude, and it's just the sound of like soldiers singing, and it's got this weird like atmosphere to it and stuff, and like I don't know, just the whole thing, it really like it's just got this vibe about it, this atmosphere that just like it puts you in the eyes of a soldier in the war basically. And like there's a couple of sections that start off, a couple of songs that start off with like it sounds like sergeants talking to like, you know, there's one about like talking about, I don't know, like the bayonet that's on one of his guns or whatever, and he's like, you can't kill him with that because that'll, you know, this or whatever, you gotta like, you know, I don't know, if you listen to it you'll hear it, but
listen to it.
Yeah, it is a hell of an album.
I haven't even heard what Aaron's talking about right now.
You haven't listened to the whole thing?
No.
Oh.
You sent me 2 songs. I went to YouTube and listened to those 2 songs and immediately went online and ordered the album.
Yeah, man.
Immediately. Like I was like, I need this. I ordered the first one too. I was like, I need everything they make. Everything I can find that they make, I need it.
There's a song at the very end of it that's called The 100 Days Offensive. And it's like the whole thing, like it captures the vibe of like, you know, a soldier in war, but it also like towards the end of it, it's really, especially that song, because I think it's like a 10-minute song, but it for whatever reason doesn't feel like it to me. Like there's, you know, it fills out the time really well. Mm-hmm. But like the beginning of it starts with this like, I don't know, this like I don't know, there's some stuff going on in the background. It sounds like you're on like a battlefield, or you're like in like this, like the what do they call those? Like the sleeping grounds where the soldiers usually stay, like the
camp. Or whatever.
Something like that. But yeah, it sounds like a prayer that's happening.
Okay.
And it sounds really like regretful to me, and like that's just, I don't know. It's just
intense.
Yeah, like there's a mix of different emotions and different like things throughout the album, and it's set to just some of the heaviest
brutal
like,
blackened death
Yeah,
that exists.
like the riff.
Oh my
riffs.
God, Riff Beast, Riff City, Riff City.
I'd say check out Passionel. I think was I'm gonna butcher that. It's in a different language, but that's the song I said. A7V Mephisto is really good, and then Highwood 75 Acres of Hell is really good too.
Yeah, the song names are so crazy. It's why they're so difficult. You won't you'll find their stuff on Amazon, but not available for purchase. So I suggest Discogs.
Yeah.
DISCOGS.com. That's where I do a lot of my searching for the super rare underground stuff like this, and I usually find it. Very useful website.
Let's see if that's the other thing too, is they're like for whatever, I don't know if it's just because they're like a newer band or something. I mean, their Facebook's only got like 7,000 likes on it.
They have really a Facebook?
Weird. Yeah.
Get that.
There's not really a whole lot of information about them.
Oh,
like,
look at here. Bog Wraith commented on my post.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
I don't know who did that.
Neither do I.
They're under blackened sludge metal, death doom metal.
Yeah.
Influences: World War I, history, bolt thrower, old school death metal, dark throne, war, archaeology, sludge, doom, paradise lost, gorefest, grave, obituary.
Oh, the new album came out November 11th, so late last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so literally this Facebook page has more information than I've been able to find anywhere else about them. Where death becomes absurd and life becomes absurder.
I don't know. They're just it's just a really cool band. Like, and that's one of the things that, like, when I first heard the names, I don't know. There's something about like number names that's just cool to me. And then when I saw the artwork, and then I heard the first song on it, I was like, what? Like, this exists? This is a thing that exists?
Right.
Also, if I don't know, I'm sure it's, I don't know, it's pretty well known at this point, but Infidel Amsterdam is a really good YouTube page as far as, like, I don't know, just finding really good, like, different, like, underground heavy stuff. I don't know, I've been watching his YouTube page for a while, and there's always I actually found that it was the last band on his best of 2018 list.
Oh, okay.
So that was kind of how I heard of it, amongst a bunch of other bands and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah,
really good band to check out.
Yeah.
They should have been on our list.
Should I? If I knew they existed
Right.
when we were doing it,
If we knew they existed,
they weren't even on anybody's list.
No.
I didn't even see it.
Never heard of them.
They're straight. Yeah.
They're incredible.
Yeah. Monsterous Wednesday. Check it out.
Monsterous Wednesday. Not only that, it's going to be available on all the streaming services. And not only that, you guys got some new fucking merch out. Tell them about the new merch.
We got bathrobes.
Bathrobes, motherfuckers.
It is a thing that I didn't know existed.
Well, it happens.
Crowd Kill. Who we talk? I don't know if I brought.
We haven't talked about them before. No.
Yeah. They basically through one. I don't know like the specifics of it. But basically, like we've been talking to them about helping us out with merch stuff. Not necessarily helping us out. But they I think they came to Alex. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know the specifics of it. Basically, they're going to be pressing a fair amount of merch stuff for us.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully.
But so far it's bathrobes. So where can we find this? Crowd.
The merch is Crowdkill Apparel.
Crowdkillapparel.com.
Check that. Make sure it's.
We believe. / Bog Wraith.
Yeah, Crowdkill Apparel. It's, I guess the singer from, and I could, like I said, I could be completely wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that the singer from Volvodania, which is the band that Alex toured with,
You're a singer, yeah.
Yeah. That's his company.
Oh wow.
Or he's like part owner of it.
Okay.
So they do, and they have, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of bands on it and stuff. And once we get more of it, we'll definitely be posting about it and stuff. Because I saw those and I was like, it's sick, it's cool, like, but I just want to see like T-shirts and like different stuff that they can do. Because they do like tons of different stuff, like backpacks. They got bed sets.
Oh my god.
They got like I don't know, like socks, slip-on shoes, dresses, short, like, car seat covers. They print all type of different stuff. So I'm just like, I'm really excited to see what.
Yeah. There's a lot of potential there for sure. What's it called again?
Crowdkill Apparel.
Crowdkillapparel.com. Check that out.
Yeah. I wish I had more like information on it and stuff. It's still kind of in the works, but it's happening. So.
Well, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, it is.
3.5 hours.
It's been 3.5 hours, bro. This is a long one.
Jesus.
This is the best one ever.
Speaking of long, like,
long songs.
Things, yeah.
This is long. And, I want to go back real quick. Like, honestly, we were talking about the influence thing earlier and keeping it going and how him sending you that riff kept it going there. And, honestly, like, in a big bad way in terms of this podcast for me, like, I keep it going for kind of selfish reasons, in all honesty. Like, ultimately, it's not to... I hope, I have hopes of having a large audience. That'd be cool. Mm. But ultimately, it's an attempt to record and document great conversations that I've had with my friends like you, Preston and Jordan. You and I on the way back from concerts. Mm-hmm. Preston and Jordan driving around on dogman hunts. Same with, Preston and Jordan, driving around dogman hunts. Fucking the conversations about like the universe and life and philosophy and psychology and music and all these different things. It's an attempt to just to get these on record, because when I am at work or whatever and I'm listening to one of our episodes, I literally feel like I'm sitting there talking to my friend. You know what I mean? It's literally the feeling that it gives me in my head. Yeah. And when one of you texts me while I'm listening to the episode, I'm like, I feel like I was just talking to you. Like, it's literally that feeling, and I love that. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like but also, I don't know, like the real drive, like that's the selfish reason that I do it. But the drive to keep it going is definitely, there's things that always randomly happen, like Kate Quigley liking one of our posts, a Twisted Sister liking our post, or fucking awesome. Recorruptor, who we hopefully will have on soon. Mm-hmm. Shout out, man. Shout out. Awesome. Recorruptor working on a new album, very exciting. And fucking like just little things, and it's also the obsession with heavy metal. Yeah. I mean, that really helps. It really helps. I mean, that, like, when we started doing this, I was like, that's kind of how you pitched it to me, and I was like, all right, cool, let's see what happens. I guess yeah. And now we're at least brushing with some big shit. So yeah. I mean, I don't know, like, it's like to me, it's cool that. Hashtag Michigan Metal Podcast. Yeah. We are it. At this point, yeah. We are it. Look it up. Yeah. We are it. I don't know. It's like, it's just cool to me. Yeah. Like, it's just fun. It's trippy. It's trippy, and it's extraordinarily fun. And, it's honestly, it's not something I thought that I would ever do. Me neither. But I don't know. I just remember we were talking about it one day, and it was like, oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool. And then we just kind of did it. Yeah. And then like the first episode is literally just us with a microphone and like a good amount of fucking bad.
Yeah.
It's amazing though. It's amazing.
It is, yeah.
And further, just so everybody knows, just so all my listeners know, the first like 3 or 4 episodes, I posted them without anybody knowing I was gonna post them.
Yeah.
I just told everybody, "Oh no, I don't think I'm gonna post this," and I ended up posting it.
Yeah.
I feel like an asshole, but I also feel like it worked.
You were like, yeah, we're just it's just gonna be like a
It's cool, don't worry about
quick like.
it.
Yeah. And all of a sudden it was on the internet. It's like, all right, well.
I think even today it only has like 5 views.
Yeah.
So well. But hopefully this one gets a lot of views because this is a great one.
Yeah.
Fucking A. This is a great episode. Let's wrap this up though. This is long as shit.
Yeah.
Anyone that's still listening to this, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you deeply. Make sure to follow Bog Wraith on all social media, especially Instagram and Facebook.
Peep that YouTube.
Keep an eye on the YouTube. This will get posted tomorrow on Tuesday. So tomorrow, Wednesday, is when the new song and lyric video comes out. You guys, you got no idea what you're in for. It's fucking amazing. And then check them out on the what's that website?
Crowdkill Apparel.
Crowdkillapparel.com for some fucking bathrobes.
Right now, I think I don't know. I wasn't able to really like pinpoint it as far. I don't know. I think somebody sent me the link. Yeah.
And Chase put up a link on Bog Wraith's Instagram.
Yeah.
So go to Bog Wraith's Instagram if you can't find it. It's on there.
Last thing I want to say. We just for one, I don't know. I've said it before, but like I'm just I just hope y'all dig it. I just hope it's cool. Like to me, it's one of the I don't know. I'm just excited to see the reaction to it, and I'm hoping within the next couple months, I'm really planning on hitting it hard with the YouTube thing, and with I hope to get a steady stream of drum videos and of YouTube stuff, and
I'd love to see a playthrough of Monsterous. I think that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, and even so, like some of our older stuff that
absolutely
wanted to work on, and also I was making a playlist last night. I'll just show you of some different songs I'm thinking of doing like covers for and stuff.
Okay.
So that'd be cool. Yeah, there'll be a couple of those on there.
Yes.
So yeah, yes! I don't know. There's just a lot going on. So yeah.
I want to see that so bad, Aaron. You don't even understand. Oh.
I don't know. I have a couple ideas of some cool stuff that I'd like to do. So
please, I'm so excited. Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. So
well, keep an eye on that. And what's your YouTube channel?
What's
it called? Because that's where you post your drum playthroughs.
Yeah,
there's a few up already for people. Or are they at the Bog Wraith YouTube?
We did. Well, it's not on our YouTube page. God, it's terrible. I think as far as I know, it's just my name. It's just Aaron Gray. And
okay.
if you search like Bog Wraith Omen drum cover,
then you'll pop
it should
up.
come up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or just really like any of our stuff.
Yeah.
You should be able to find me. So,
fuck yeah.
Yeah, I've done a terrible job at this point, like setting it all up and stuff. But I mean, at the same time, like that was just kind of like just something to get up or whatever. So.
Well, now you're talking about on a podcast with over 50 subscribers, bro. So
yeah,
get moving.
Yeah, man.
You got people expecting things now.
I'm excited
On a podcast that you are a host of. So yeah,
and
I'm excited.
Yeah,
that's gonna be awesome.
And some, we got some pretty cool stuff going on.
Yeah.
On our end as well.
Yeah. I'm very excited for all of that. And for the love of fucking God, people, pay attention to your local music scene, because that's where all of this excitement is coming from right now, between Bog Wraith, between the monsters at Recorruptor, who will hopefully be on an episode soon. We're trying to work that out right now. They opened up for everybody, like from Cannibal Corpse to Battlecross, Whitechapel. They opened up for a lot of fucking bands, I think, this year. and I think Goat Whore too. Maybe I'm not sure, but I think didn't they play the Metal Allegiance? Didn't they do the? I don't know. I don't know. I could be talking out of my ass. I don't know.
I'd
But
like to, and
They've played so many
yeah.
that I don't know. Put it that way. So
one of the last things, as far as like, I don't know if they're from the Lansing area or not, but I saw I don't know if you saw this or not. I just thought it was kind of cool.
is that Convalescence?
Yeah.
They're Toledo.
Oh,
They're
okay.
from Toledo.
Close enough, yeah.
We saw them at Michigan Metal Fest.
Yeah. And Devil Driver.
And
too.
Devil Driver. Yeah, you were with me there. Yep. We saw them twice last year. Very good.
Yeah, they're. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. Their drummer got endorsed by was it Saluda?
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, it's
okay.
a cymbal company.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw it when I was like walking up here. I was like, hell yeah. So,
No, yeah, they're actually really great, and the two shows we saw them play were very good, and I actually threw the album back on the other day, and I was like, God damn, these guys are really fucking good. So yeah, definitely check out the Convalescence.
Yeah.
Very good band. Torn. There, when I first started going to shows, it was the band that was opening for everybody, that everybody was like, they're about to be big, was Black Dahlia.
Mm.
And now the bands I'm seeing do that same sort of thing are the Convalescence and Raven Black, in a big bad way. Both of them with Toledo, Ohio, but Raven Black's from Michigan.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, they're Flint area, I believe.
Okay.
Because especially when we were at the machine shop, they were like, "It's good to be at a home show." Female lead singer, fucking awesome. They do, honestly, like, it's not my favorite style of music. It really isn't. But it's a really good. I love the costumes. I love the stage show, and I love watching them live. Even though like it's not like crazy heavy metal or anything like that, they are cool as fuck to watch up on that stage, and I love it.
Yeah.
So I follow them on all the social media and like all their shit. I'm a big supporter of them, and I hope good things for them because there's something different. There's something fucking different in the metal scene. And even though I'm not a giant fan of the music, they know how to put on a fucking show, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I enjoy the fuck out of watching them, and I never mind it when I'm watching them open for someone.
Yeah. It's really theatrical.
Extremely.
Too. And like even when we were watching them at Metal Fest, I was like, I don't really know what this is, but it's pretty cool. Like
she's like a demented Harley
different.
Quinn.
Yeah.
And I love it.
But oh yeah.
But yeah, pay attention to the local music scene, people. That's where it all starts. The Black Sabbath, Slipknot, Lamb of God, Children of Bodom, Iron Maiden, they all started as local bands. Cannibal Corpse started as a local band. Pay attention, because the next one might be in your town right now, and you don't even know it.
Set aside the fact there's just cool music happening all the time.
Fucking A. God damn.
Even if it's not metal, just...
Well, I mean, calm down there. If it's not metal, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, for some of us that enjoy.
But yeah, no, definitely, absolutely. Especially if you're in a bigger city. I mean, goddamn.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure to follow Bog Wraith and Aaron on all the social media. Make sure to follow us on Instagram for lots of content, Facebook for lots of content, obviously YouTube, iTunes. We got T-shirts on Amazon. Yeah, and thank you all. If you're listening to this so far,
if you made it almost 4 hours, you are the real MVP.
Oh my God, please comment.
Yes.
If you fucking made it this far, comment. I will personally respond. I love you deeply. Holy shit.
I'll send you a
signed Bog Wraith CD. How about that?
Yeah.
Why not? Fuck it.
Sure.
Fuck it. I'll pay for it. I'll pay you for the Bog Wraith CD. You sign it, and I'll even pay for the postage to send it to them. If you made it this far and you comment, I'm dead fucking serious. I will pay for it, and you will receive a signed, autographed Bog Wraith CD.
It's done.
Done. In the books. I love you deeply. Thank you for listening. And good night.
Peace.